Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the historic Tomato Bowl in downtown Jacksonville, where the Fightin Indians finally return home after 2 weeks on the road to take on the Texas High Tigers. Matt Montgomery is down at field level. Matt, can you believe we are in week 8?
You know, we started a month later than normal, and so it does feel kind of wild already to be week 8. But that's what happens. You get in that routine, and next game, before you know it, you know the playoffs are around the corner. But yeah, this is the old analogy, David versus Goliath. Texas High is every bit as good as their 7-0 record, 4-0 in District 9-5A, ranked 5th in the state of Texas, as they should be.
Yeah, and really, Matt, you only have to look back as far as last week to come up with an idea of the kind of struggle Jacksonville might be in for. Of course, the Indians 2 weeks ago gave Pine Tree about all they could handle, only losing by a score, and then last week Texas High blanked them.
It's all about schemes and matchups, and you'll hear Coach Coleman talk about that in the All Smiles Smoke Signal show. But, you know, you look at that game last week, as you said, 44-0, Texas High gets the win over Pine Tree. Jacksonville gets beat by Pine Tree 49-42. You think, uh-oh. Well, 2 weeks ago, they blanked Marshall. Texas High did 28-0. The last 2 weeks, shutouts in 9-5A. But get this. They're playing Hallsville 3 weeks ago, and it's 21-17 late in the first half. Texas High with a 4-point lead over Hallsville, who's winless. Guys, it's about matchups. It's about scheming. It's about, you know, what players may have had a fight with their girlfriend that afternoon. They're not focused in on the game. And tonight, Jacksonville definitely has their work cut out, at least from a talent standpoint. We'll talk more about the Tigers and the kind of players they bring to the table, but they're just amazing. This is the 16th meeting, Aaron, between Jacksonville and Texas High. The first time they met was in 1926. How about that? Texas High leads the series 13-2. The last time they played was 2011 when Steve Wells was the head coach, and Jacksonville won that game 26-13. Texas High was coached, by Barry Norton, who's now at Arkansas High. So, and Jacksonville and Texas High have met 3 times in the bi-district round, with Texas High winning all 3 of those. But now in the same district, you're playing to get to that bi-district level, and of course Texas High's in the driver's seat. Jacksonville's from the bottom up looking at trying to get to that level.
Yeah, and Matt, obviously this is the time of the season when we kind of start to do math a little bit when we look at those playoff spots. Of course, it's pretty simple for Jacksonville. We established after the loss last week, you got to win out.
Yeah, you got to win out, and you got to have some help. And the good news for Jacksonville is they do have White House left. That's next week. That game will be the day after Thanksgiving at 2 o'clock, not the evening game. So make note of that. That game will be a 2 o'clock kickoff over at Wildcat Stadium. And yeah, I mean, you still have a shot mathematically, but boy, your work's cut out for you tonight with Texas High. And of course, Texas High finishes the year with White House, and that'll be most likely for the district championship. Now, I will say this, White House is also undefeated. They have not played a team, White House has not played anybody with a winning record yet. So that's going to be interesting. White House could literally be going into the last game having not beaten anybody with a winning record until they get to Texas High. That's the stat of the week, if you will, in 9-5A.
There you go.
So in 2002, and I bring that up because this Texas High team, Aaron, is a lot like that team, and they won the state championship. They were dominating. Jacksonville played them in bi-district at Rose Stadium, and it was 38-0 at the half, Texas High. And they went on to win 45-0, as I said, went on to win the state championship. This is the kind of team that they have that kind of ability. They're not as big, if you can believe it. They're not as big as they were in 2002. They do have some size, but across the board they were bigger then. But this is a very athletic team. They have the cats that can go. So I think that when you look at this ball game, if you're Jacksonville, you're thinking, play like Hallsville's game, play like my Pine Tree game. And if Texas High turns the ball over, then you have a chance to be in this ball game. But if you play with turnovers like Jacksonville has struggled with so much this year, it's going to be a problem. Folks, I want to remind you this part of our countdown to kickoff is sponsored by Micah Hoffpower of Texas Farm Bureau. Micah can help you with your life, home, and auto insurance needs. We appreciate Micah Hoffpower, JHS class of 1998, sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff.
Absolutely. And, Matt, we talked going into the game last week in Nacogdoches about how Jacksonville had looked better on the road this year than they have at home. Of course, they kind of last week's result would kind of skew that as well, as they weren't able to get the job done in Nacogdoches. But, back here at Tomato Bowl, those 2 losses on the road, maybe this is the home game where you do take a little bit of momentum or a little bit of a lift from being back home. I mean, you've really been through it the last 2 weeks if you're Jacksonville as far as an emotional roller coaster. You had the close game with Pine Tree and then just kind of laid that egg in Nacogdoches. So maybe there's some Tomato Bowl magic tonight.
You hope so, and you're going to need it with a team like Texas High. But I agree with you that the last couple of weeks I would say last week was pretty frustrating. The week before, Jacksonville played overall, top to bottom, their best game offensively. No turnovers. You score 42 points. You expect to win the football game. You just couldn't stop Pine Tree. Last week, your defense, Jacksonville's defense, plays their best game of the year, giving up 14 points. Unfortunately, your offense lays the egg, as you said. They gave up 2 defensive scores, 14 points, and the difference was 28-10. So if you could just get all those elements and get them all put together at the same time, obviously you'd be competing for a playoff spot in the district. But last week's game, as you said, Aaron, very, very disappointing. And coming off 6 touchdown passes 2 weeks ago, Patrick Clater threw 3 interceptions last week. Just it was a good defensive front by Nacogdoches. They threw it, Patrick, and this tonight he will see the same thing with Texas High for sure.
Yeah, Matt, coming into a game like this, I feel like we're already kind of talking about the uphill battle that Jacksonville might have tonight. But you really gotta think that your only competition if you're Jacksonville tonight is yourself, right? I mean, it's really going to be a lot about players doing their jobs, being in the right place. You can't really worry about the other guys as much as executing your assignments. Do you think that's probably the approach that Wayne Coleman would be taking?
Oh, absolutely. That is exactly the approach. He harps on that, not just this week, but he harps on it every week. Guys, we are playing ourselves, and we've been beating ourselves. And, of course, there's been some good defensive plays where the team has forced the turnover, but you're playing against yourself. You're trying to get better. Don't forget about the scoreboard. Play to the best of your ability. Play against yourself. Raise your standard. And he made the comment this week. He said, if we get beat 50-0, and I know you gave your best effort, what else can I ask for? And that's the kind of attitude you got to have coming in. And, of course, as we've talked about, turnovers, get this. We know Jacksonville has thrown 17 interceptions, 6 fumbles, 23 turnovers. Okay? They're minus 10 against their opponents. Texas High, on the other hand, they have turned the ball over just 3 times offensively. 2 interceptions and 1 fumble. That's all they've had through 7 ball games. Their quarterback, Braden McHenry, is very efficient. Again, just the 2 picks. He's thrown for almost 1,500 yards and 19 touchdowns against those 2 interceptions. So a lot of times, Aaron, it isn't rocket science. You can just look at the turnovers of a team. Sometimes you can get away with some of those, but then sometimes you have to look at it and say, this is the reason that we have shot ourselves in the foot, that we've had a problem. And we know for Jacksonville it's been turnovers. For Texas High, obviously with a 7-0 overall season record, 3 turnovers, that's it. Oh, and their defense has taken it away 7 times.
Yeah, that'll usually work. That'll usually get you to about 7-0, Matt.
Well, it's just math. I mean, opportunities, giving your offense a chance to get the ball. Look at the 2 games Jacksonville has played so well this year. Hallsville, they got their only win, no turnovers. Pine Tree, you get beat 7, no turnovers. That's the key. If you can do that tonight against Texas High, you can stay on the field with these guys offensively. Now, your defense has got to step up. One thing we do know is their running back may not play tonight. Braylon Stewart, their leading rusher, he had an injury last week. It's a game-time decision, so we may see the 3rd or 4th running back because his backup is also injured. So that's something Jacksonville has a little bit in their favor. But the guy to watch, and we've talked about him all week, is a guy named Clayton Smith. Number 10, defensive end, 6'5", 225, committed to Oklahoma. And he just walked by me a minute ago, and he is a college football player still in high school. He can do everything. So that's the guy that Jacksonville will have to deal with tonight. Patrick Claytor's going to have to get rid of the ball quickly. He has 6 sacks, does Clayton Smith. But get this, Aaron, the guy on the other side, Derek Brown, 6'4", 205, he's a junior. He actually has more tackles than Clayton Smith because everybody keeps running away from Smith.
Yeah.
So you get to run into Derek Brown.
That's what you call capitalizing on your opportunity if you're Derek Brown. You know which way they're coming.
So they've only given up 10 points a game, has Texas High throughout the season. So this is a stingy defense. It's an explosive offense. Offensively, they've got some cats we'll talk more about on the second half of the countdown to kickoff. But as you said a minute ago, Aaron, you can't lay an egg tonight in front of your home crowd. You got a chance to show out a little bit. It's going to be interesting also tonight. You'll see a lot more players on the sideline for Jacksonville as the junior varsity's been brought up for these last 3 ball games. And given the road trips they were going to make to Texarkana, Mount Pleasant, the decision was made to pull them up and not necessarily, they're not going to start or anything, but maybe start filling in the gaps and start planning for next year. But don't think that Wayne Coleman isn't going to be loyal to his seniors. He loves the senior class. He's not bumping them out. But this is what you have to do. You have to start planning, and that's why you'll see so many more players with those double numbers on the sidelines tonight.
Well, Matt, and I think it's great. We talked about this a little bit this week, getting ready for the game. We just talked about this being a great way to get ready for 2021. You kind of have to think about what happened this past spring and that you lost spring ball. If something like that happens, or you get fewer practices or something like that, if the pandemic situation doesn't improve too much, if some of these guys can get a little bit of game time, maybe, and even just get the experience of being in the practices, being in these varsity games, that might help. I mean, unfortunately, that's a contingency that I don't know that we're out of the woods on yet. So we're not real sure what the offseason is going to look like.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, because, they took you talking about the vaccine, but when's that going to happen? The COVID cases are picking up, and whether or not you believe all that, it doesn't matter. They are happening. You got teams canceling playoff games. I mean, Mahia won their first-round game last week, and they had to cancel. They can't even play their second-round game, and they were the winners. So, you never know if this is your last game or not. And interestingly, I got a chance to eat dinner tonight with the play-by-play gentleman, Eric Aiken, for Texas High. And so he was telling me that one of the things that their head coaches really puts on the seniors is play like this is your last game. Okay, and he said he's been doing that since he's been here. It just creates a sense of urgency where you think, this is it. This is my last game. And the way these cases are kicking up and people are canceling, hey, it very well could be. But totally agree with you about the spring thing. That's when you get a lot of your work done. That's when you find out. Then you tell them, here's what you need to work on over the summer. They go home, they work on it. But, man, if you don't get that spring, it's tough. And they didn't have it.
Yeah, and, I mean, obviously we've got 3 ball games left. Like you said, we know that the coaches are going to be loyal to the seniors. So I don't expect to see a lot of these JV players get a lot of playing time. But if any of them get any time, it may come in really handy if your spring plans are derailed a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll see a lot of them tonight because of the fact you're playing a team like Texas High and you're hoping the kids that you've got, the seniors and some of the juniors, can step up and play. But I think maybe in the last couple of ball games, if Jacksonville doesn't win tonight and the season pretty much you can't make the playoffs, I think you will see them play more in the next couple of weeks.
It'll be interesting to see. Like you said, lots of double numbers tonight.
You don't have that many. Jacksonville just typically carries about 35 to 40 players on the varsity. It's not like 60 kids like some of the bigger 5A schools have, and you just don't have that many. You don't have all those jerseys. So you're going to be wearing some double numbers tonight. Hopefully we can keep those straight. Folks, you're listening to this. Part of our countdown to kickoff is sponsored by Micah Hoffbauer, JHS class of 1998. Micah's an agent with Texas Farm Bureau, and he's ready to help you with all your life, home, and auto insurance needs. Thanks, Micah, for sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff. Aaron, why don't we go ahead and head to smoke signals if Ryan's got that queued up?
Yeah, we'll get it back up here into the booth, and we'll bring you smoke signals, sponsored by All Smiles Dentistry, and let's hear from head coach Wayne Coleman.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Welcome to Smoke Signals, everyone. I'm Matt Montgomery, along with head football coach and athletic director Wayne Coleman. Jacksonville on the road last week to play Nacogdoches. Coach, a game where really the best defensive game that Kenny Kennedy's defense has played this year. Offense only scored 14 points on his defense for Nacogdoches, and unfortunately, the 2 touchdowns from your offense, they gave a scoop and score and a pick six. That was the difference in the game.
Yeah, when your defense holds the other team to 2 touchdowns, you're supposed to win. And unfortunately, our offense gave them another 2 touchdowns. So they got 28 points, and they've been pretty good on defense at NAC, and they did a good job in the secondary defending us a little bit.
I mean, clearly, your offense has really been clicking in district. And last week, as you said, that's the best secondary Jacksonville has seen this year, and that's going back to week 1. That's everybody.
Yeah, they're very athletic in the back end, and they've had some great DBs come through there. The boys that have gone to the University of Texas and played in the secondary there, so they've got a good secondary tradition there, and they did a good job the other night.
Coach, total yards offense still produced, outgained Nacogdoches, and again, we've talked about turnovers so much on this show, and we've talked about it during the game when we talked to you at the half and post game. There's really, it's not about a lack of effort. That's not what's happening. I mean, Dino's fumble, which we'll see here in a minute. They put a helmet on the ball. We're not sure. We thought he might have been stopped, but you have to give credit to their defense. I mean, they just played really well, and your offense, after really just playing probably its best game against Pine Tree. Just kind of frustrating that you couldn't put that with your defensive effort.
Yeah, our offense had really clicked for 3 or 4 weeks in a row, and Nacogdoches is it turns into a matchup thing a lot of times. Pine Tree secondary didn't match up very well with our receivers. Nacogdoches matched up really well with them, and then they had some big guys up front that could stop the run. So. They won the matchups there, our offense against their defense. And then the fumble by Dino is, very questionable. Forward progress was clearly stopped. But you're playing on the road, and a lot of times you say, hey, when you play on the road, you're already down 7 points. Well, clearly we were already down 7 points just on that one play in the first quarter. So that one was tough to accept.
Yeah. Well, let's look at some of the highlights, Jacksonville versus Nacogdoches. Okay, here's Kennedy coming off the edge. Nice play there. Grabs those ankles, Coach.
Yeah, he made a low tackle, and we got him down. That was good.
Now here's the fumble we're talking about to Hinaho. So this is another angle right here. I mean, you really thought forward progress is pretty much right.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick's walking off the field to get another play.
Yeah.
And
you can see it right there.
Yeah, that was a tough one. But it's early, we've got to overcome that.
Sure. And here's a long touchdown pass, Clater to Devin. Makes a great move once he makes the catch between guys. Good block downfield.
Yeah, and that was a play that was kind of drawn up in part of the game plan to take advantage of people overplaying our out routes.
And here's our congratulations play of the game. Pressure by Avery and Darian Jones here, and Isaiah gets the pick.
A pass rush is what really helps defenders in the secondary. Makes the ball get thrown up for grabs, and Isaiah took advantage of it.
Jose Solano came on and kicked a 26-yard field goal, very clean.
He did a great job of kicking again the other night.
And here's the touchdown pass. Tony Pinson gets behind the safety here.
Patrick did a good job of scrambling out of the pocket. Tony kept playing and made a big play for us there.
So, Coach, Nat gets the win, but you see the stats right there, and total yards, a lot more, time of possession, basically about even, but it's those turnovers at the bottom. That was the key. We talk about it, and that's what it is. It's just football.
Yeah, in the playoff teams in 16 and 17 were we were turnover machines on the defensive side of the ball. We took the ball away from people.
You had positive takeaways.
Yeah. And I mean, you can go back. You can remember Jayshon Bush hawking people down from behind, knowing, and you knew when he got within 5 yards of behind them, he was going to get the ball out.
Yep.
And
I can still see Braylon just reaching in there and just stripping it.
Yeah, the lawnmower rip. And those teams did a better job of protecting the ball, and they did a better job of taking the ball away, and we just have not gotten that done.
This week it's Texas High, Coach, at Tomato Bowl, and what can you say? Texas High has their best team, in my opinion, since 2002 when they won the state championship. Not saying this is a state championship team, but they have those kind of players. Quite a challenge. The last 2 weeks of district have been amazing for the Tigers. They shut out Marshall, and then they shut out Pine Tree last week. So they're only giving up, I think, 41 points in 4 games of district play. Pretty impressive.
They're really good. They have given up a few plays in the passing game. Hallsville, who throws the ball, pretty well, had a little bit of success on them. So it goes back to matchups again, and maybe our matchup against Nacogdoches wasn't that great because of how good their secondary was, and maybe we match up better with our passing game this week.
It is amazing because when you look at those schemes, I watched the Texas High Hallsville game, and Hallsville, they moved the ball. Mm-hmm. They did quite well moving the football on. And then you go up against Pine Tree and Marshall, two of the better teams, supposedly not. Marshall's kind of falling off the wagon a little bit. But that score last week in Pine Tree, they shut DJ Freeman down. Actually, he didn't finish the game. He was injured, but they didn't get anything. I mean, it was 44-0.
Yeah, they're really impressive up front. They've got 2 6'5" defensive ends. Their nose shade tackle is, he's a beast, number 90. He's about 6'2", 290, and they're really good on the defensive front. So Pine Tree's strength running the ball was running right into Texas High's strength of stopping the run.
This is the point of the season where the stat guys kick in and say, well, this is what you've done in this area, this is what you've done in this area. Early in the season, you don't have all that. And now you're starting to kind of see these statistics start to roll in week 8 coming up. And Texas High has only 3 offensive turnovers, and their defense has taken 10. That's quite a difference, obviously, in the Jacksonville -10 ratio. Mm-hmm. So you start to look at things like that, and you can see why teams have certain records and why teams don't. And, all this talk about rushing the football, passing the football, those kind of things can get wiped away by turnovers. And we're seeing that with a team like Texas High.
No, there's no doubt. And don't get me wrong, sometimes turnovers are a result of the big bully on the playground taking the ball away from the little guy.
Right, a great defensive play.
Yeah, when you have players on defense as big and strong as Texas High has, they're going to, they can force turnovers. And their quarterback is really savvy and takes care of the football. He knows he has a great defense to rely on. So he's kind of like one of those NFL bus driver quarterbacks that knows, hey, as long as I don't make a mistake tonight, we're going to win. And he's not forced in situations where he has to make plays over and over and over to give his team a chance to win.
Well, they always run the ball well at Texas High because always those big linemen. I know they do that in the efficiency of their quarterback. What do they do offensively, scheme-wise?
Oh, they're gonna mix it up. They're very multiple. They'll go spread with no tight end. One play, and the next play they'll be in 1 tight, 2 tight, or they'll have a wing outside the tight end and run football at you. So they're going to mix it up. They've got enough skilled kids and enough linemen to do both.
How will you attack them offensively? We've seen teams in 9-5A, once Jacksonville got into district, they started taking away the middle stuff. How will Texas High, you anticipate that?
Yeah, like on the big play by Devin the other last week against NAC, that ball was over the middle. And we've got to find those holes in the middle because people are really starting to play our out cuts a lot. And we've got some stuff schemed up, I think, that'll help Patrick.
Clearly a challenge this week. What are the keys? What are the things that your team needs to do and not do to compete with Texas High this week?
Yeah, without dwelling on turnovers, our kids need to do what they do well. Mm-hmm. And we need to be able to offensively spread the ball out and keep getting the ball to different playmakers and not panic and worry about, the big pass rush or any of that stuff. We get the ball out pretty quick. I mean, most of the time we're throwing the ball in 2 seconds. And so we can get the ball out, throwing around the 6'5" defensive ends, getting balls knocked down is going to be a challenge. We've got to look at some obstacles there that we've got to overcome. But really just play our game and not be more worried about ourselves than who we're playing.
Mm-hmm. And you talked about that yesterday at the end of practice. I heard you talking about visualization and how important it is to see yourself in situations. And when you're playing a team like Texas High, you can't focus on a 6'5" defensive end. You got to focus on visualize what you have to do every play to be successful.
Yeah. In this week's lesson on the character trait was talked about if people tell you from the time you're a little boy that you're going to be a doctor and you're going to be successful and you're going to do all these great things, you have a much better chance of doing that. And vice versa, if they tell you you're never going to amount to anything, you're going to end up in prison, you have a great chance of doing that. And we have to be able to visualize the successful things we're doing. We know we've turned the ball over. We don't visualize ourselves turning the ball over. We do visualize some of the great plays that we make, and we got to visualize ourselves securing the football, taking care of the ball, and being successful. And that's the only way that you have a chance for success.
It's Jacksonville versus Texas High kickoff.
And we are back live. A brief technical difficulty there, but glad we got to bring you all the Smoke Signal Show, sponsored by All Smiles Dentistry. And Matt, as we were talking about off the air, that will be the last Smoke Signals until the last game of the season.
Well, yeah, perhaps, with school out next week when we tape the show during the week. And I mentioned that if Jacksonville beats Texas High, Lee Traylor said, we are opening up that high school and we're going to get that thing done.
We're gonna have a highlight show.
Yeah,
sure.
It's tough to do it though when you don't have school, because those kids do such a great job for Lee Traylor and the whole JHS media department. Fantastic job, and they're tinkering as we speak tonight. We're supposed to get some different angles and more wide shots for the field. He's worked on that, and so we'll see some different angles on our broadcast tonight. I know fans love that field action with those cameras. Sometimes it gets to the point though where you really can't see the play develop. And but man, those kids do a great job. So
yeah, they really do. And they and Mr. Traylor put in a lot of time up here, and
boy, they do.
It's just exceptional. I mean, I don't know that I've seen a high school around this area certainly do anything like what they're doing here in Jacksonville.
No, I've told you that I've talked to friends of mine that are in the coaching business in the Dallas area, and they've seen the show because, we're friends, they know me, and they look at it and they go, God, we don't have anything like that. We're a 6A high school. So it's pretty impressive what Jacksonville's been able to do with Mr. Lee Traylor and his kids. Really impressive. Guys, I spent the week looking at statistics because when you get 7 games in, and whether you're 7-0 like Texas High or you're 1-6 like Jacksonville, you want to look at statistics and see, is there anything that we can glean from either our success or some of our failures, and just some things that Jacksonville's just got to do better at. And, we've already talked about, the takeaways ad nauseum. -10 for Jacksonville in takeaways, which, by the way, that's the worst at this point of the season in Wayne Coleman's in his 6th year here in Jacksonville. And as he mentioned in Smoke Signals, they've had seasons where they were positive for the whole year, but this is a tough year for that. One of the things that really jumped out at me, guys, was Jacksonville is only averaging 85 yards a game running the football, and their opponents are averaging 236.
Wow.
I mean, you think about that. And the other astonishing statistic that goes with that difference in the rushing yards is the time of possession. The time of possession is almost even between Jacksonville and their opponents, yet the other team has outrushed Jacksonville, again, 236 yards a game to just Jacksonville's 85. And get this one. Jacksonville has 424 offensive plays through 7 games, right? And their opponents have 419. Jacksonville's actually run more offensive plays. Now, you say, well, what is big about that statistic? Always go back to this. Turnovers. I mean, you can have a 10-play drive and then you turn it over. And that's something that's been the MO for Jacksonville this year, is that, yeah, they're getting a lot of offensive plays run, But, it doesn't matter how long your drive is if you give it up on play number 9 or play number 14 of the drive. That's not the deal. So, stats are stats, and the bottom line is, you just got to take care of the football better. Wayne Coleman said that a moment ago, and last week 2 of those turnovers were scores, and they were the difference maker, and maybe you not being able to be in the playoffs or not being in the playoffs. So it's not like they don't want to take care of the football. It's just sometimes the defense makes plays, and tonight you'll see that with Texas High. They got a lot of those lawnmower moves. They put their helmet on the football. They try to take the ball away from you. They're very athletic. Folks, this part of our countdown to kickoff is sponsored by our good friends Gene Brumelo, class of 1966, and his daughter Ann Farmer, class of 2006, of the South Jackson Street Dairy Queen. We appreciate Gene and Ann sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff each and every week. As both teams now on the field. They're running that video, Aaron. It's hard to tear your eyes away. Very impressive.
Is where a proud city comes to cheer its Indians to victory. It is Friday night in the historic Tomato Bowl.
Love it.
Yeah, that'll get you going.
Yeah. So Texas High is already on the sideline. Jacksonville's got the run-through up tonight, the headdress, and here comes the Fightin Indians.
So the Fightin Indians getting set to take on the Texas High Tigers in Week 8 action. Here the week before Thanksgiving. Yeah, that sounds kind of weird. But
Well, you're playing in November, man.
that's right.
That's what you want.
What you want.
Playing the week of Thanksgiving next week, and then you finish up December 4th against Mount Pleasant here. Pretty interesting. So as Jacksonville now comes to the sidelines, they'll remove their helmets, and Donnie Barrier's Jacksonville Fightin Indian Band will have the playing of the national anthem. As we mentioned, junior varsity's been pulled up for these final 3 ball games, so there's a lot more Fightin Indians down here on the sideline. So now we'll have a moment of, a prayer by Miss Morales of Jacksonville High School.
Of the Jacksonville Fightin Indian Band. She serves as secretary of HOSA, is a member of the National Honor Society, and is the JHS Student Council. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Crystal Morales.
Let's bow our heads and pray. Heavenly Father, before we start tonight's game, we just want to thank you for bringing us all here tonight in good health, and we ask for you to bless those who are also listening in from home and cheering on our team. Father, tonight we ask of you to bless each team tonight and allow them to play with courage and good sportsmanship towards not only their team and team members, but the team members on the opposing side. We ask that you bless each team tonight and each performance. Give each one of us the courage to play and perform in a manner which by our words and our actions is pleasing to you. Again, Father, we thank you for the chance to not only perform tonight, but allow each one of us to cheer on our teams. In Jesus' name, amen.
Nice job, Miss Morales. We always win the prayer too, Aaron. I mean, we may not win the game, but we win the prayer every time. Nice job. And now the Jacksonville High School Band with both teams lined up on their respective sidelines. Let's listen in to the playing of the national anthem.
Freedoms both at home and abroad. Please join the Jacksonville High School Fightin Indian Band as they play our national anthem.
Jacksonville High School Band with the playing of the national anthem. And Aaron, you know you're in a small town in Texas on a Friday night in the fall when you're looking at the Jumbotron and they have the flag up there in the background. There's a Dairy Queen sign.
That's right.
So you know you're in a small town getting ready to play some football. And speaking of Dairy Queen, thanks to Gene Brumlow and his daughter Ann Farmer of the South Jackson Street Dairy Queen for sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff as we are getting set for week number 8. Jacksonville hosting the number 5 ranked team in Class 5A Division II, the Texas High Tigers.
Texas High Tigers, number 10.
And here's that big defensive end representing Texas High, 6'4", 225, Clayton Smith. And for Jacksonville, Damian Saldivar, the senior defensive back and wide receiver. So I didn't get a chance to see if the coin was flipped before the game. We'll see right here as the official now getting set to toss it. Whether it's a real toss or they already decided, as we always say, don't know, and it's actually a flip. Looks like they have not done it before the game. Mr. Smith looks a little bit indifferent, Aaron, as he stands there with his arms crossed. He doesn't care.
Maybe he's just going for intimidation.
He's a very intimidating player, but he's
Jacksonville won the toss, and they will receive from the clock.
You heard the official. Jacksonville will take the Jumbotron in and get the football. And one of the biggest threats Jacksonville's been all year, guys, is returning kickoffs. And it's been Mallard, Isaiah Mallard, the junior. He has a 97-yard touchdown return via the kickoff and a 90-yarder he had against Pine Tree a couple of weeks ago. Now, we'll tell you that Texas High, we've talked about how good they are across the board. They're also good kicking the football as well.
For the Tigers,
as
16, Zane Dotson.
Zane Dotson, the kicker, has not missed an extra point all year long. He's perfect. And he had 3 field goals last week. You know, when you're good, you're good in all facets of the game. So he kicks a high kickoff, usually tries to put it between the 30 and the 20. So we're not sure if Mallard will get a chance to show his wares, which he's done so well. Great weather tonight, fellas. It's about 65, 66 degrees right now. No wind at all. And, man, when you get into November like this, you never know. We're set to go. Jacksonville, Texas High. Glad you're with us here in JHS-sports.com. Here's Aaron Swink.
It is a high kickoff from Dotson. It's going to be fair caught. Sliding on the far side at the 30.
Casey
is Kennedy.
Yep, just right exactly where we thought he'd put it at the 31. Jacksonville will start the football game on offense, led by senior Patrick Clater. 20 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, 1,600 yards passing. Leading receiver is Devin McEwen, the sophomore. Been very efficient this year. 38 catches and 6 touchdowns in just 6 games. He did miss a game. Hinojosa in the backfield with Patrick.
2 receivers on each side for Patrick. He will hand it off to Hinojosa. Tries to take it up the middle, and he is met by a host of Tigers.
Yeah, Jackson Halter, their middle linebacker. He's going to be very active tonight. And Surratt also in on the tackle. Halter, you'll see him from this mic position. He'll blitz. I mean, he will bring the hat. So Clater is going to have to do a good job tonight getting rid of the football. Not a lot of time to stand back in the pocket and look for people with this pass rush of Texas High.
So no gain on the run, 2nd down. Now there are 3 Indian receivers on the right. Clater going to look
Kennedy.
And fire for Kennedy on the slant route. He's got him, and that will be good for a Bill McCray Ford first down, first of the ball game.
You know, it isn't like you can't move the football on Texas High. We've gone on and on about how good they are, and they are. But, you know, Hallsville, like I told you earlier, their quarterback, the big baseball player going to A&M to play baseball, he gave them fits throwing the football. And Jacksonville gets their first down on the connection to Casey Kennedy from Clater.
So now Clater fakes a handoff, looks left, throws, got his man down inside the Tigers' half of the field.
It's Latrell.
And Rivers, his first catch of the night.
Very efficient pass. Really hard to defend that. But, again, Jacksonville with those out routes caught up with them last week. I mean, you can throw them, but eventually a guy's going to jump the route. You got to be careful about that. Then you run the go. Picks up 7, 2nd and 3.
Trips right, one left. Now empty the backfield. Swing pass and incomplete as Hinojosa just couldn't look it in.
Just a bad throw. I mean, Clater comes over to Hinojosa and says, my bad. I mean, he just threw that almost in the stands. It was not a good throw by Patrick. So 3rd down, 3 to go as Jacksonville has 2 first downs on this drive, or excuse me, 1. That they have the football just inside Tiger territory at the 49. 3rd down and 3. Jacksonville 43% this year on 3rd down conversions. Not a bad ratio. Can they do it here?
Man in motion. Clater takes the snap, hands it off to McEwen. It's a jet sweep. No, check that. Clater with the keep. He's got the Bill McCray Ford first down, faked out everybody, including the play-by-play guy.
Great ball fake to Devin McEwen on the jet sweep. Last week in the second half, Wayne Coleman decided we got to run Patrick. We got to get him more involved in the running game. He had 52 yards rushing against Knack, and he said that we're going to have him run the ball tonight as well. He picks up a Bill McCray Ford first down.
Now Clater hands it off. Little room to run for Hinojosa as he is inside the 30, puts his head down and down all the way to the 27.
What a nice block by Billy Bateman, the junior guard, kicking the D end out that time, number 41, Derek Brown. And Brown was closing down and, boy, just kicked him out nicely, and Hinojosa goes right off that block for Jacksonville's 3rd first down on this drive that's moved the football all the way down to the 28.
Another Bill McCray Ford first down. Now Clater looking to swing to Hinojosa out of the backfield again, this time incomplete.
Hinojosa, the 2nd leading receiver for Jacksonville. He hasn't caught the big passes, just those little short ones, and he was well covered right there. Incomplete, 2nd down, 10. One of those statistics that I was able to pick up this week for Jacksonville, they throw the ball on first down, get this 64% of the time. That's a high number for Jacksonville or for any football team. I mean, it's kind of like that's a major tendency. They throw a lot, does Jacksonville, on first down.
So now on 2nd down, 2 Indian receivers each way. Clater looking to throw. Here comes the pressure. He gets the ball away over the middle.
Got the flag.
It's incomplete. The flag does come in.
That's a great call. Rivers was pushed when he was going up to get the football, and it's going to be Caleb Arnold, the senior, coming on top of his back. Arnold got a hand on the ball, but he ran through Rivers to get to it. So Jacksonville's going to be the beneficiary of this pass interference penalty. It was 2nd down 10. They'll move it from the line of scrimmage. First down. So the Fightin Indians on a drive that started at the Fightin Indian 31-yard line, as they mark the penalty off, is going to take this football into the red zone of Texas High. Nice start for Jacksonville, but can you get points out of it? Official comes down. We'll put the ball all the way down to the 13-yard line of T-High.
So Jacksonville looking to pound it in.
Watch the fade here of Rivers. They're killing it.
2 out of the backfield. Clater looks right, throws.
Mallard.
Got a man, Mallard. Makes a man miss. Down to the 5 he goes. They'll spot him out just outside the 5 at about the 6. What a move he made, though.
Yeah, I got to give credit to Wayne Coleman and Josh Moore, the OC. They killed the play. They were going to throw the fade. The safety cheated over to Riverside, and so they went to the other side, and they throw to Mallard, who picks up 7. Good read by the coaching staff, and an even better job by Patrick Clater immediately picking that up.
So 9:50 and counting. The Indians looking to capitalize on this great drive. Clater over the
Caught!
middle, into the end zone.
Oh, man.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
That ball was going to be intercepted by Texas High. In fact, it hit the middle linebacker, number 21, Jackson Halter, and Casey Kennedy, standing right behind him, gets the benefit of the tip. I mean, that's a pick in the end zone. Patrick probably should not have thrown it where he did, but he gets the score. Here's Solano. Oh, he missed it.
Extra point attempt is no good. With 9:34 to go first quarter, our score, Jacksonville 6, Texas High nothing. We'll take a short break and come back. You're listening to to Fightin Indian football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday, Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we're back live at the historic Tomato Bowl downtown Jacksonville, where the Indians have just taken the early lead. Todd Travis, how about a summary of that great Fightin Indian drive?
It was 10 plays, covered 69 yards, ending with a touchdown pass, putting the Indians up 6-0.
Great drive. Here's Solano with the kickoff.
Kick on the way. It's a high one. Fair caught at the Tiger 30.
Aaron, that is the first points given up by Texas High's defense in 10 quarters.
Wow.
Yeah. That's, of course, the last two games they've had shutouts. In that previous game, they didn't score in the second half. So 10 quarters until just a few minutes ago. So here's Texas High. And they are led by Brayson McHenry, the junior quarterback. Very efficient, a bus driver type of quarterback. Doesn't make mistakes. That's his MO.
He'll have one back with him, left side. McHenry looks left, throws, got a man on an island out there, and he'll pick up first down yardage.
And that's the best receiver for Texas High. That's Ryan Sellers. He is a baseball commitment to Texas Tech, and he played quarterback earlier in the year. And then they decided, well, let's make the switch because Brayson McHenry came in and threw 5 touchdowns, and that kind of made that decision. And, boy, Sellers went right out to the wide receiver position, and he leads them in receptions.
Yeah, flag came in at the end of that one, man.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a face mask. No, unnecessary roughness. They're going to get Jacksonville for that. They're going to call Clayton for just slung him out of bounds. You're right.
I don't agree with that one.
Yeah, that was just a tackle, I thought. But where did it happen?
On their sideline, but he was still in bounds when he threw him out.
Yeah,
so.
but when when the coaches are screaming at these officials a lot of times, sometimes they make that call when it's right in front of the bench.
That flag was quick.
It was quick.
Yeah. So that'll move it down to the Jacksonville 41, just like that. 2 Tiger receivers right, 1 left. For McHenry as he hands off straight ahead, and
it's Witcher.
Back Witcher tripped.
Yeah, Collier Witcher, he is the 3rd string tailback for Texas High. Their starter's out tonight, had a concussion. He's in protocol, won't play tonight. So the senior, Collier Witcher, got the hyphenated name there, picks up about a yard, 2nd down 9.
Trips right, 1 left for the Tigers. McHenry fakes the handoff, rolls right, throws that way, got him, man. Good tackle over here on the near side by Rivers.
Yes. Blake Rogers with the catch, but Rivers does a nice job keeping that from being even bigger. It's just hard to defend that pass, but the key is make that quick tackle, and he does. 3rd down, 5 to go for Texas High at the Jacksonville 36. Can you get your defense off the field here?
Jacksonville looking to make a stop. McHenry hands off to Collier Witcher, and he picks up the first down to the Jacksonville 30.
Yeah, this is another running back, Aaron. This is Donnie Grissom, a sophomore,
Check
with the carrier.
Good spot. You're going to have to spot a lot of these numbers, partner.
Yeah, I hear you. They're hard to see, aren't they?
Bright orange on gray for Texas High.
That's
Nobody
tough.
asked an announcer, I promise you, when they order these uniforms. And so now a handoff again.
Grissom.
And Grissom will take it down inside the 25.
Yeah, he is the prototype running back compared to Collier Witcher, who will check in for Grissom for T-High. Grissom will pick up a hard 6. That'll move the football closer to that Jacksonville red zone at the 24.
7:45 and counting here, first quarter. Jacksonville up 6-0, but Texas High driving. Pass out to the left, a screen pass, good block set up, and the Tigers will score.
Man, that's just such a quick hitting play. And it's number 9. It's going to be Rogers who caught the out route on this side of the field. He goes the opposite side, but Aaron, like you said, the key was the block by the wide receiver over there, Ryan Sellers. Kicking the corner out, opens up the lane, skips in from 24. Texas High's on the board. Here's Dotson, the kicker.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This one is up and good.
Barely. I thought he missed his first one of the season, but he got it.
So 7:33 to go, first quarter. The score now, Texas High 7, Jacksonville 6. We'll take a short break and come back. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
And we're back live at the historic Tomato Bowl downtown Jacksonville, where Texas High has just taken the 7-6 lead with a quick hitting drive. Here's another high pop-up kick that's going to be fair caught.
Kennedy, yeah.
Down about the Jacksonville 25. I think Kennedy will probably be busy in the kick-catching game tonight, Matt, if those first two are any indication.
Yeah, and it's two kickers for Texas High. Number 46 is Hernandez, who you saw right there. He does the kickoffs, and they have someone else. I've lost his number already for the actual extra points where he's perfect. I lost it. I'll find it in a minute. They got a lot of players.
16.
16,
Dotson.
yeah, it's Zane Dotson. Thank you, Todd. Here's Jacksonville, their second drive. Started at their 25.
So Clater fakes a handoff, looks right, throws complete to Mallard, and he'll pick up a good, called about 8.
Just a great route by Isaiah right that time, pushing the corner down the field like a go route, and he just plants that left foot. And the key thing about those out routes is the quarterback has to throw the football well before that foot gets planted. It's to a spot, perfect combination, 8-yard gain.
So 2nd down and 2. Ball all the way out. Jacksonville 34. Now Clater's got a man in motion. He's going to hand off to Hinojosa, who really couldn't get going.
He dodged a bullet with Clayton Smith, the big senior defensive end, OU commitment. You saw him come whooshing in, and he put his arm out there like he was going to decapitate Dino, and Dino got down very, very low, so low that he lost his balance and kind of tripped for about 2 yards. So 3rd down for Jacksonville. Is the last time they were looking at 3rd down on that previous drive they ended up scoring on. They got the pass interference call to give them the automatic conversion. 3rd down 4 now, probably about a 3.5 actually for Jacksonville.
6 seconds on the play clock, so the Indians going to have to go. McEwen, the receivers right. Clater under all kinds of pressure, and he goes down.
That's what you cannot do against this T-High team. Number 90 is a good one. Christian Surratt. And, of course, Clayton Smith came in and finished him off. We talked about this earlier. Patrick Clater doesn't have time. It's snap, catch the ball, 1, 2, ball's got to be gone. If it's 3, they're going to get you. So loss of 7, Aaron. That's 3rd down, about 13, about 3rd down and 12, actually, on the sack. That's the 7th sack of the year for Clayton Smith. We'll give him credit for a half sack there.
So 4:30 and counting, first quarter. Jacksonville now way behind the chains. Got to go. Play clock running out. Clater got it away, rolls left, throws,
Caught!
and it is caught.
Wow!
What a diving catch
man.
by Tony Pinson.
I tell you, Tony Pinson, the junior, he's starting to become a go-to clutch. We need a first down receiver. Last week, toe tapping that 38-yard touchdown down at Nacogdoches, and just a huge gain for Jacksonville. Pinson with a great diving catch for Jacksonville. Bill McCray Ford, first down at the 50.
So now 2 Indian receivers each way. Clater, now he's got to get rid of the ball. He does. He's got Mallard. Mallard's got to make a move.
I got to throw that.
It's thrown to the turf.
Oh, no.
No flag.
No flag? You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, everybody's looking for one up here as well, but no call. Yikes.
Wayne Coleman is absolutely wearing out the line judge. Clearly a horse collar. Oh, my goodness. I cannot believe they did not call that.
Wow.
Official just ignoring Wayne Coleman. Bad no call. I mean, Isaiah just got decleated right there by pulling the back of his jersey. So McEwen will check in now on 2nd and 11 at the R position with Dino in the backfield. Now he's in motion.
McEwen motions out to the right. Clater going to take this one himself. Up the middle, puts his head down, and he's down to about the 47.
Yeah, just
of the
a
Tigers.
Quarterback draw. The call, it wasn't a read, trying to send McEwen in motion, a guy that Texas High is definitely keen on Devin McEwen. He was a decoy right there, and it was a quarterback draw all the way. So 3rd down 7 now for Jacksonville with the football at the Texas High 47 as we head toward the 2.5-minute mark of this second quarter, and they're going to have to hurry here, guys. It's 10 on the play clock.
10 on the play
this
clock.
Ain't going to happen.
As Clater is just now heading into the huddle. Yeah, they'll have to burn a timeout here. Surely, there it is.
Yeah. Josh Moore was trying to get the play in. It just didn't happen. So Jacksonville burns their first time out here, and we'll take a break.
Step away and come back. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville Athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
Welcome back as the Fightin' Indians putting together a nice little drive again here. See if they can pick up the first down. Clater going to look, throw to his right, incomplete. He was under pressure again.
Mechanics. He threw, I mean, his back foot was off the ground when he threw that ball, getting pressure from Jalen Green off the edge. And Jacksonville will send in their punting unit here. Darian Jones, the senior, with his first punt of the evening. And again, it's really not rocket science, as I said earlier. Mechanics count, and that time Clater's been throwing such a good ball this whole quarter. Just didn't get his feet set. Ball went right into the turf.
So Caleb Arnold back to receive for the Tigers. See if Jones can pin him deep. Kick is high, end over end. It's called. Fair catch is called for. The ball is out.
Boy, Jacksonville's got to be more alert than that. They just assumed he was going to catch it, and he didn't catch it in his chest. He reached up with his hands. Man, you got to get that halo around him, and you got to be ready to jump on the ball. Jacksonville's just kind of standing there. They had a chance.
Tigers take over 1st and 10.
So Texas High falls on the fumble. The offense will come back out on the field for their second possession. As the Tigers scored on their first possession on a 24-yard bubble screen, if you will. Lead 7-6.
And this time, handoff straight up the middle. And a nice burst.
Grissom.
From Grissom will take him to the 35.
Tell you, if Grissom is your 4th running back, oh my goodness. He is a cat. 185-pound sophomore. He'll pick up 6 actually.
And he'll get the handoff again this time and run around the left end, and he'll pick up the first down.
Well, nice job by Jacksonville stringing that out. But, it's just once a guy like Grissom turns the corner, then you got to go from just sliding to becoming an aggressive tackler. And that's what Jacksonville just didn't quite do with Rivers on the tackle. He'll check out as McEwen will check in. Tigers will pick up a first down as they move the chains.
Tiger first down.
McHenry now takes the snap, drops back to pass. He's got a man wide open, and it's caught for a huge first down.
He should have scored, but he tripped. Jacksonville beaten on the play. It's
Number 5, Ryan Sellers.
That's
Ryan Sellers,
again.
yeah. Great receiver as Jacksonville gets beat deeply in the play. Clayton, the senior, went right by him.
Now a handoff again, and they're in. Touchdown Tigers.
Yep, it's Collier Witcher with the 10-yard run. So just like that, just like that, it seemed like Jacksonville almost gets the fumble on the punt return. 3 plays later, you got a touchdown. That's how quickly Texas High can score. So you just can't waste those opportunities like Jacksonville had a moment ago to get that fumble.
So now another extra point attempt brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. It's up and good. So with 1:22 to go here in the first quarter, our score now, Texas High 14, Jacksonville 6. We'll take a short break and come back. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Austin Bank. You've known us all along.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
And we're back as the Tigers lead the Fightin' Indians by a score of 14-6. 1:22 to go here, first quarter. Another high pop up in the area of Casey.
Casey
and
gets it
field
going
cleanly this time, and he'll take it out about the Jacksonville 45.
Well, it takes a lot of courage to get those high kicks like that, knowing that kickoff team is coming and not fair catch that. That time Casey Kennedy decided, I'm not fair catching this one. He gets a nice return of about 12 yards as the Indians get a good start field position-wise on this drive at their own 44 with 1:16 remaining in this first quarter. And, boy, as well as Jacksonville's playing, you look at the scoreboard and you say, gosh, it's 14-6 though. So here comes Clater with Dino in the backfield, starting this drive at their own 44.
2 by 2 go the Indian receivers. Clater's going to look to throw, put it up over the middle.
Darian.
It's caught by Darian Jones. The ball comes out, though. The Tigers are on it.
I think they said he's down, didn't they?
Question will be whether he was down or not.
They should have. He was down.
And they're not saying he's down.
No, I see the signal over here.
Yeah, so the signal on the field is a recovery made by Texas High as Darian was spun down.
Well, you know what happened? When he spun down, he spun on top of the Texas High Tiger. He may have been down, but he was down on top of the Tiger, so he was technically not on the ground. I thought I saw Darian Jones fall on top of him when the ball came out. There's turnover number 1. Take care of the football.
So the Tigers back to work. Their own 42-yard line. And McHenry going to throw over the middle, got his man down inside Jacksonville territory. Big first down.
Complete to number 18.
Wow, what a target. Nate Minnie, 6'2", 185.
Number 17,
as
Cameron Fuller.
the Jacksonville secondary really getting challenged by this receiving corps at T-High.
So now down under a minute to go. McHenry looks right, throws, got a man at the 20, the 15. He's caught from behind by Kennedy, but another first down, and just like that, the Tigers knocking on the door again, Matt.
Just poor coverage. Clayton that time, flat-footed, just didn't react at all. And if it wasn't for Mallard, that's a touchdown. Come on, man. Got to cover. They'll pick you apart all night long.
So 20 seconds and counting here, first quarter. Handoff, lots of room to run around right end, and he's in. Touchdown, Tigers.
Guy Johnson looks like tailback number 7 for them. The senior, 5'8", 155. He'll go in from 15 yards, basically untouched, as Jacksonville failing to seal that edge.
You know, that's the thing, Matt. They're so far down the depth chart at running back, but all these guys are seniors.
I know. They're loaded. And that's why they're 5th in the state.
So now the extra point attempt on the way is good. 13 seconds to go here before the end of the first. The score now, Texas High 21, Jacksonville 6. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Hi, this is Ben Peacock, proud principal of Jacksonville High School. On behalf of the awesome students and staff members at JHS, I'd like to say thank you for watching tonight's game. From exceptional academics to a robust catalog of extracurricular programs, our campus provides a truly impressive array of opportunities for all Jacksonville students. For more information about Jacksonville High School, please visit jisd.org.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
And we are back as Texas High has widened the gap here, and Matt, they can do it in a hurry.
Oh, it's fast. I mean, just a minute ago, Jackson was up 6-0. Here's a dribbler.
This one fielded again by Kennedy. He'll try to make something out of it, but not a whole lot to do there.
Yeah, Hernandez just did a dribble that time, trying to catch Jacksonville on maybe a bad bounce, and Kennedy, nice job scooping that up off the ground like a shortstop. Jacksonville, again, with a shorter field than what they've been accustomed to. And what happened? You had a turnover. What'd they do? They scored. So there's one touchdown off a turnover. Just can't have those guys. I mean, especially when you're seniors. These are the guys that, they're not supposed to make those kinds of mistakes. So 8 seconds remaining. This probably will be the last play of this first quarter.
2 Indian receivers right side, 1 on the left. Now man in motion right to left. Handoff to Hinojosa straight up the middle, and he'll pick up a few to the 45.
Yeah, nice carry.
And that will do it for the first quarter.
Number 33, Alex Hines. 2-yard gain on the play, second down, 8.
So as they flip ends, we'll take another short break. This is Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
Welcome back to the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville. Aaron Swink, Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and Ryan Travis with you as we get ready to begin the second quarter. Jacksonville trailing now 21-6. Matt, as you said a moment ago, it seems like it was just a moment ago that Jacksonville was up 6-0.
It does, doesn't it? Wow.
Now man in motion for the Indians is Clater going to look over the middle. He was looking for McEwen, threw way behind him.
Yeah, he was actually looking for Casey Avery right there, and Avery was open, and Patrick just turfed it. I'm not sure what happened. The nose of the ball went straight to the turf, and again, the pressure of Texas High it's starting to kind of wear on Patrick a little bit with his mechanics, as I said a moment ago, and you're starting to see that. And knowing that coming into the ball game, you just got to get rid of the ball quicker. Your receivers have got to get into their routes quicker if you're going to avoid that.
2 receivers each way for Clater. Here comes the pressure, and down he goes.
Yeah, there's just not much you can do about that. The Oklahoma commit number 10, Clayton Smith, gets sack number 7, gives him 7.5 for the season now because he had a half sack a moment ago. That was all him, man. He just bull rushed. I mean, just blew by Billy Bateman. No way Bateman could stay with him. Just shoved him back. And Jacksonville's now going to have to punt the football.
In the punt for the Fighting Indians, number 30, Braden Diaz.
Braden Diaz. I think this will be his first punt of the year for Jacksonville.
I believe you're right, Matt. Arnold back deep to receive for the Tigers. Pretty good punt here as it's fielded cleanly, though, and he's going to run to the far side, make a man miss. It's at the 40. He's at midfield and finally pushed out of bounds, but not before. See where they spot him. Just should be just inside Jacksonville territory.
Again, just a special teams breakdown for Jacksonville. Not sure on the coverage right there. I didn't get the number. I just saw a blue jersey had settled right in front of the Texas High punt returner, and I mean, he was right there. There was no fair catch. Our kid breaks down really well and just runs right by him. See ya. Wouldn't want to be you.
So now 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the Jacksonville 49-yard line. They're up 21-6. Looking to extend the margin. Wide open on the right side over there.
The big fella.
A collision at the end of the play, but a big first down.
Nate Minnie, the junior.
Yeah, there's nothing mini about him.
I mean, 6'2", 185. He looks like he's about 6'3", 220. Casey Avery makes the tackle, but not before the football is pushed for a Texas High first down to the Jacksonville 32. Guys, this can get ugly in a hurry.
McHenry takes the snap, fakes a handoff, looks right, throws wide open, touchdown.
Total breakdown in the secondary for Jacksonville as Malachi Williams just completely lost the receiver for Texas High, and then Rivers, the safety, he couldn't get over there and help. I don't know what Malachi was watching. He was looking at the middle of the field, and the guy ran right by him. Touchdown Tigers. All of a sudden, man, 27-6, about to be 28.
Extra points brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This one is good. 10:34 to go first half. Score now Texas High 28, Jacksonville 6. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger. It's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back, 10:34 to go until halftime. And
yeah,
Matt, if you're the one of the Fighting Indians, halftime can't come soon enough.
No, I'm telling you, it's early in the second quarter. I want to correct myself. That was Cameron Fuller, not Malachi Williams on the coverage breakdown right there. And talking to Rivers coming off the field, they just busted it. That gave Texas High their 4th touchdown already in this first half.
So Mallard back deep to receive.
Got to go get that.
And he's going to let it bounce, and he's going to field it then right at about the 1. And now make a man miss, see what he can do. But he's under all kinds of pressure. Boy, he was just kind of caught in two minds, as they say there, Matt, about deciding what to do with the ball.
What a perfect kickoff. It came down to the 2-yard line, and Isaiah was just hoping that ball was going to go into the end zone. Takes a big hop, and he's got to field it. It's coming down to the field of play. And, you probably shouldn't let that ball bounce, but in his defense, it really looked like it was going into the end zone. And just like a pitching wedge, Rodriguez drops it down to the 1, and Mallard gets the return out to the 14.
So 3 Indians on the right side of the shotgun set, 1 on the left. Clater looks right, throws.
What a catch.
What a catch is right.
Oh, wow.
With a Tiger all over him.
Kennedy with the catch. Darren Finley, the junior linebacker, all over Casey Kennedy. When Kennedy just snatches it away from him, it really could have been pass interference, no call. That's the best 4-yard pickup you'll ever see. And again, those out routes, guys, got to be careful. Somebody's going to jump that. 2nd and 7 now for Jacksonville.
We go under the 10-minute mark here in the first half of play. Clater looks right, throws, a flag comes in.
Yeah, they're going to get Aiden Gay, the junior left tackle, for movement. Dropped his left leg. And when you've got Clayton Smith breathing down your throat, you're trying to get every kind of edge on your break step. And you just did it just a little bit too soon. They'll penalize Jacksonville 5, make it 2nd down 12 now. At the Indian 12.
Yeah, don't you know when Aiden Gay realized who he was going to be up against all night? He's starting to run through all the scenarios in his head of how can I get an advantage? And so now Clater hands off, straight ahead, not much there, but move the pile a little bit.
Interesting. No touches yet, I don't believe, for Devin McEwen.
That's correct.
There's something interesting. It's 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. You're down 28-6, and Devin doesn't have a touch yet. Now, I know Texas High coming into the ball game and talking to some of their press people, he's the guy they knew they had to stop coming into the game with 38 catches. But I don't even know if he's been targeted. He comes out split right now. Now it's back it up and stay in the slot at the Z position.
See if Clater looks his way. Instead, he's going to put up a deep ball.
There it is, pass interference.
And there's the flag.
Ball going down to Rivers. Nice touch by Patrick, getting the ball up high and letting Rivers run under it. So the official now looks like, is he picking up that flag? The way Jacksonville's acting, it's not a penalty, or is it? Yeah,
looks like he's going to make a call.
He is going to make. Okay, well, the official picked the flag up pretty quickly over there. Like, I changed my mind, but it is going to go against the Tigers. So Jacksonville gets the break, automatic first down. That'll push the football out to the Jacksonville 30. Check that, 29. So the Indians get a little bit of breathing room here. Again, Aaron, we talked about how quickly Patrick Clater has to get rid of the football. 2 sacks already in this first half. It's clear that Texas High is a great pass rushing team.
Yeah, they're showing pressure again, and he swings it out, does Clater. He finds Mallard. Good open field tackle, though, keeps him from getting it going.
Patrick Clater got rid of the football quickly, and he's having a few words with the official now, and mentioning to him after I released that football, they're slapping me in the face, and they're making contact with me after I released the football. Clearly, the man in the white hat said, "I'll watch that." I could see him nodding his head. I mean, it isn't anything egregious like, vicious or anything. Patrick's just making him aware that, hey, ref, you got to protect me a little bit here. 2nd down, 6 now.
Trips right, one left, go the Indian receivers. Clater looks, throws over the middle.
Rivers.
Got Rivers, and he's got a Bill McCray Ford first down.
Good connection there with Patrick. Fightin Indians have shown they can move the football on this Texas High team throwing the ball. Patrick's just got to get rid of it. Timeout on the field. Texas High will take their first, Aaron. Let's take a break.
All right, we'll step away for a short break. This is Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Let's celebrate the homegrown tomatoes, who today are cultivating the next crop of Jacksonville's finest. We are so proud of our faculty and staff in Jacksonville Independent School District. People like Mrs. Jan Gowen, a legendary biology instructor who has produced 62 doctors, 150 nurses, and hundreds of others in the medical community. Put your hands together for Mrs. Gowen and for all the educators investing in the futures of our Jacksonville children.
Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best.
And we're back. Clater under some pressure,
There
flings
he
it away,
is!
and he's got McEwen. How about that for first touch? A touchdown.
58 yards, Patrick Clater to Devin McEwen. His first touch of the ball game goes for a big yards for the score. Fightin Indians strike big, quick, and in a hurry. 28-12 now with Solano to try to close this gap to a couple of scores. Nice out and up that time as Texas High bit on that nice out route that was faked by Devin McEwen. Nice pump by Patrick, and then he just let her fly.
The extra points brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty, and this one is good. So with 7:36 to go in the first half, the score now, the Tigers 28, the Fightin Indians 13. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Jacksonville Football on JHS-sports.com. Actually, we'll keep it right here. See if they'll show the replay, Matt. They do. Let's have a look.
There it is. There's the catch. Caught it about the 35, did McEwen. And, man, it was nothing but green turf in front of him and nobody close by T-High. And, Aaron, that's what happens when you get on those matchups like that, where you get one-on-one coverage with Devin McEwen and he plants that foot and gives you a good head fake, turns it up on the out and up. And Clater very patient that time and having time. Good job by the offensive line giving Clater enough time to do the ball fake and get rid of the football. And then it was all Devin just running underneath on the perfect pass. 28-13. Texas High will get the ball back here, but the Indians on the board again. Here's Solano with the kickoff.
So Solano, let's see what approach he takes here. Pops this one up short, near side.
Close.
The Tigers are on it, but he was looking for a good bounce with Solano, and he almost got one.
Darren Finley, the linebacker, makes the recovery, but he lost it first. What a nice onside kick. Very fast kick, and it dribbled on the ground, and Finley lost it, and Jacksonville almost got it. Darian Jones close. I like the call by Wayne Coleman. I mean, gosh, what's the difference in letting them start at their 20 or their 45 where they are right now? Not much the way they move the football, huh?
Yeah, not at all. 3 or 4 play drives have been the norm for these guys. Is the handoff straight ahead, and the Tigers take it just into Indian territory.
Again, Texas High just with Grissom, the carrier out there, the sophomore. We've seen 4 running backs tonight for Texas High as their starting running back out tonight in concussion protocol. Braylon Stewart.
So McHenry looks right, and that's tipped by Casey Kennedy.
Nice. You know, coming in from your linebacker position, shooting around the edge like that, good call by his dad, the defensive coordinator, Kenny Kennedy, sending his son around that edge right there, knocking it, tipping it up in the air. So now it's 3rd down, 5 to go. Can you get off the field here?
Jacksonville looking for the stop. McHenry trying the hard count. The Indians hold their water, as you like to say, Matt.
Yep, almost worked. A couple of guys jump, but they stay. Got one-on-one coverage at the top. Watch that.
So now McHenry knows it. He's going that way. He's got his man. What a catch. First down.
Yeah, that's just good coaching, good spot by the quarterback. Ryan Sellers going right past the junior Isaiah Mallard, beating on the play. Just floated it up there, did McHenry, for the first down to the Jacksonville 19. What a killer.
And so now McHenry going to hand it off straight up the middle. Jacksonville's got to make a tackle.
Grissom.
As Grissom all the way down to the Fightin Indians 6.
Yeah, Aaron, you thought he was down about the 11, and you're like, tackle. He just kept pushing the pile. By the way, Texas High has 2 300-pounders on that left side of the center, Aaron. You can see them right there. Well, the center's actually 310. The left guard's about 320. Yeah, they're pretty big.
Yeah, I think I'd run left.
That's what they just did a minute ago.
Now a handoff, trying the right side, nothing doing. What a play.
Casey Kennedy, the 3-year starting linebacker, shoots the gap. Nice read on the zone read. You can't leave the quarterback alone, and he found him. And the ball was handed off to Grissom. So loss on the play. Second down goal now with the football just outside the Jacksonville 10 for Texas High.
There's 2 receivers on the left side for McHenry. He'll look left and incomplete.
Now that was good coverage. 5-on-5 right there. Isaiah Mallard, number 5, on the great one for them. Ryan Sellers. Right when the ball got to Sellers, Isaiah was right there to pop the ball away. So third down and goal at the Jacksonville 10. As Sellers struggling to get his jersey back around his pad after Isaiah popped him a good one. It's still out of his jersey. We have a timeout here. A timeout Jacksonville, their second.
We'll take it with them and come back. You're listening to Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better. Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business. Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Micah Hoffpower in the Jacksonville office at 903-586-9809. Micah's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
And we're back live as the Fightin Indian defense talking over this big third down coming up as try to keep the Tigers out, Matt, and Casey Kennedy may be a big part of that as he's been in on 2 good plays this drive so far.
Casey's just playing lights-out defense right now for Jacksonville, and they're going to need it right here. Does he have another play in him, or is somebody else going to step up on 3rd and goal at the Jacksonville 10 for T-High?
McHenry takes the snap, rolls right, still looking, going to run it himself, McHenry. He dives for the pylon, and he's out of bounds at about the 4.
Yeah, they're going to move it just a little bit closer.
They'll give him a little more progress than that, I guess.
Between the 2 and the 3, Aaron, that's a good call from where you're sitting. It's almost it's about the 3.5, 2.5. McHenry went airborne, but he stepped out. So 4th down and goal, and Texas High is going to keep their offense on the field to try to convert on 4th and goal at the Jacksonville 2.5.
So McHenry going to hand off.
Grissom's in.
And he's in. Touchdown.
Just power football, and again, you see Jacksonville players, Carson Cleaver getting up off the ground, a 310-pounder on top of him. Cleaver's like, you can get up now, okay? And the play's over. So T-High has racked up 34 points, and we still have 5:26 remaining in this second quarter. Wow. Hernandez now will come on to try to tack on point 35.
Extra points brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This one up and good. 5:26 to go here, second quarter. Score now Texas High 35, Jacksonville 13. We'll be back in a moment. This is Fightin Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Hi, this is Ben Peacock, proud principal of Jacksonville High School. On behalf of the awesome students and staff members at JHS, I'd like to say thank you for watching tonight's game. From exceptional academics to a robust catalog of extracurricular programs, our campus provides a truly impressive array of opportunities for all Jacksonville students. For more information
And we're back live at the historic Tomato Bowl, where Jacksonville finds themselves down 35-13. Matt, the Tigers just keep rolling.
They're very, very good. Oh, the ball bounced. There you got it.
And so now Mallard picks it up off the bounce. He's going to try to stretch the field to the left side, and he'll make it out as far as about the 27-yard line and get popped.
You know, Mallard makes it look so hard, and you're thinking, man, this is a busted play. You look up, he's got a 12, 13-yard return. And in traffic, he's a little bit gimpy coming off the field. He's going to be okay, but he's limping just a little bit as this very physical Texas High team starting to pull away from Jacksonville, 35-13. Gosh, it was so promising there in that first, 4 minutes of the first quarter. Jacksonville goes up 6-0, and all of a sudden, bam.
So now here's Clater as he will fake a handoff, keep, and make his way for a big Bill McCray Ford first down to the Jacksonville 45. How about that, Matt?
There was a bit of a football fight there going on in the backfield between Patrick Clater and Devin McEwen. He was on that jet sweep with McEwen, the sophomore, and he wanted that football, Aaron. He was trying to pull it away from Patrick, and Patrick finally had to use his big hands and say, no, young fella, watch me go right here. And boom, buzz, he does. Big gain for Clater out to the 45 of Jacksonville. First down.
So now two receivers on each side for Clater. He's going to throw if he's able to get it away. He does down the left sideline. What a catch.
Rivers.
How to high point the ball.
Wow.
Latrell Rivers will show you because, boy, he went up and got that.
That is just a tremendous lesson for any of the young receivers on Jacksonville's team right now. A lot of the JV pulled up to watch somebody adjust to the football and then go get it, high point it, as you said, Aaron, not wait for the ball to come down, go get it. What a catch by Rivers. Another Jacksonville first down to the Texas High 25.
So a Bill McCray Ford first down. Lots of those so far. Clater going to throw. Keep the offense out there looking for the first down. Clater under pressure, got to throw left. Here come the Tigers. And they will make the stop.
Well, they brought the house, Aaron. What a blitz. Everybody came. And the cornerbacks just keyed on Dino Hinojosa, and he caught the football. And here comes the linebackers, the same guys that were blitzing. Man, they cut on a dime, and they got out in the flat. Hinojosa does get back to the line of scrimmage, but it still goes over on downs to T-High with 2:36 remaining in this first half. Stay with us. We'll have the Whataburger halftime report. Todd will be along with stats
Number 5, El Campo Riceburgs, 7.
I just listened to a playoff score there. Kilgore up 21-7. Here's T-High.
McHenry throws left on a screen. Jacksonville busting it. Good tackle.
Yeah, nice job as Rogers makes the catch, and it was his receiver, Ryan Sellers, trying to get the block, but dang, Clayton. Nice job fighting off the block and keeping Rogers in front of him. Rogers does pick up a couple of yards, 2nd down 8 now.
Two receivers right side, one left for the Tigers. McHenry looks right, throws, incomplete.
A little bit behind that time is Peter Torres for Jacksonville coming off the edge, forcing the quarterback McHenry to get rid of the ball just a little bit quicker than he wanted to and forced the ball to be a little bit behind his receiver. So 3rd down 8. Clock stops with 1:57, so get a stop here, get your offense the ball back with another chance to get on the board before the half.
Indians showing a little pressure. Here they come. McHenry's got to get away.
Great call.
And what a defensive call. You said it.
Yep, Kenny Kennedy said, hey, 2 can play at that game. You're going to blitz our quarterback. We're going to do the same thing on 3rd and long. He sends Kennedy and Bryson Tatum from their linebacker position, and then your safety's got to come up and substitute that middle of the field as a linebacker. And McHenry gets flushed out, incomplete. Couldn't get rid of it. And now we'll see Texas High punt the ball for the first time as Ryan Sellers, the Texas Tech baseball commit, will stand at his 5-yard line on his first punt of the evening. Darian Jones back deep for Jacksonville.
Darian standing at about his 45, kind of a low snap, but Sellers gets it away. A bouncing kick into Jones. He fields it cleanly, now tries to stretch the field to the left side. He's tripped up about the Jacksonville 42.
Fighting Indians have 1 timeout remaining, so they're going to have to be quite efficient in their ball placement going down the field, much less deal with a feisty, physical, fast Texas High defense. You know, Jacksonville hasn't seen a defense like this. I mean, including Marshall. Marshall was not anywhere near this. I gotta say, Cleburne was pretty good defensively. Now, I will say this, last week's defensive backs, Nacogdoches, they were the best Jacksonville has seen all year. They were really good. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. Here's Jacksonville's trip rights here. Or right, not plural, singular.
Clater rolling right, throwing, incomplete.
Looking for Pinson.
Yeah, Pinson just couldn't quite pull that one in.
So the 2 safeties last week for Nacogdoches who really did a good job, one of them had a pick 6. You know who those guys were, Aaron? They were freshmen when Dontrell Session threw 7 touchdowns on the last pass on the grass here at Tomato Bowl. They were starting as freshmen, and they're seniors now, and they showed it last week with those 3 picks off Clater. 2nd down, 10 now for Jacksonville. Slow snap. Didn't get back.
Yep.
So the penalized Jacksonville 5, 2nd and 15.
Offense, number 3, remain 2nd down.
So we get to see the Jacksonville High School band perform at the half. Been missing them. 2 weeks on the road, now back at Tomato Bowl. So it'll be good to see Donnie Barrier's crew put on their show. Always a good one. So 2nd down, 15 now for Jacksonville at their own 42.
Yeah, notice Texas High brought the first visiting band we've seen this year. Clater looking over the middle.
Wow.
Incomplete. Almost picked.
Devin McEwen turned around and looked at the Jacksonville coaching staff like, what? I mean, I don't think he was supposed to be the receiver there. There was 3 defenders right there, and Clater very fortunate that ball wasn't picked, Aaron.
So 1:30 to go here in the first half. Texas High leading the Fightin Indians by a score of 35-13. And Matt, it would do a lot for the Fightin Indians psyche, I think, just to get on the board one more time here before the half.
Yeah, it's a big chore now, 3rd and 15.
2 each way for Clater. He's got a little time. Here comes the pressure. He's just going to have to keep it and run. But he's got some room. He's at the 40. And they knock him down, though, at the 45.
They're going to get Jacksonville for holding.
Number 74.
They're going to bring that back anyway. Hagen Ray, the sophomore. And again, these guys for Texas High, they're hard to block. I mean, you need a machete and a chainsaw just to keep them off your quarterback. I mean, it's just they're physical.
It's hard to smuggle those things in a pair of football pants.
It really is, especially those long blades.
you gotta be careful with that stuff.
Sure do. Timeout on the field by Jacksonville, Aaron, with 1:20 remaining.
We'll take it with them and be back in a few. This is Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Homes and Properties Realty agents work hard for you to offer a full-service experience. They pride themselves on giving both buyers and sellers the representation they deserve and are ready to serve you today.
Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Micah Hoffpower in the Jacksonville office at 903-586-9809. Micah's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
We're back live at the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville. 1:20 to go first half. Jacksonville trailing Texas High by a score of 35-13, and a game that changed in a hurry.
That's what good teams do. They change games in the blink of an eye. And it isn't anything necessarily bad that Jacksonville did. They did have the one turnover, but even if you don't give that turnover away in a score, you're still down 28-13. So here's Jacksonville, 4th down, going for it at their own 44.
Trips right, one left to the receivers. Clater under some pressure, got a little bit of time. And
two guys in the same spot.
I got it. No, you got it.
Oh, man.
Kennedy and McEwen in the same spot over there.
Oh,
falls
wow.
Incomplete.
I don't know it doesn't matter whose fault that was, but two receivers right there. And it was going to be a first down. That ball was coming right to Devin McEwen, and Casey came over and tipped it away. By the way, I told the officials in the second half we are going to play with weapons on the offensive line, and he said, "Huh?" And I walked away. So I didn't get his answer. So Aaron, here's your next chore: keep Texas High from getting on the board to make it worse here with 1:14 left.
McHenry takes the snap, looks to his right, throws to the slot man, got him. And pushed out of bounds near the sticks.
Texas High's not laying back, buddy. They want some more points here. They want to crack 40 before this half's over. Throwing the ball, 9-yard gain by Blake Rogers. His 4th catch tonight already.
2 receivers left, 1 right for the Tigers. They're still throwing. And Sellers again, why not?
Just inking it, dinking it down the field.
It is a Sellers market out there.
That's a good one. I like it. Yes.
Down inside, 1 minute to go.
Ryan's making us crying.
That's right.
Here we go.
McHenry looking deep for the end zone.
Sellers.
Touchdown, Sellers.
Just using and abusing the Jacksonville secondary. McHenry to Sellers. And, Aaron, as we said just a few minutes ago, we were saying, boy, how nice it would be if Jacksonville could get a score here before the half.
Yeah, conversely, how deflating.
How deflating is it? How bad is it? Texas High takes it away. They go score, and they're going to have 42 at the half, barring the first missed PAT of the year here by Rodriguez.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. That one is good.
Hernandez.
48 seconds to go till the half.
Going after a
Texas High 42, Jacksonville 13. We'll be back shortly. This is Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Gene Bromlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
And we're back live at the historic Tomato Bowl downtown Jacksonville. 48 seconds to go to the half. If you ever needed Isaiah Mallard to break one, Matt, it'd be right now.
Exactly. This is Hernandez. Excuse me, I said Rodriguez a minute ago. It's Hernandez on the extra point a moment ago, and now the kickoff.
And he will kick it deep from Mallard, so Isaiah will field it inside his 5. Let's see what he can do here. Can he make a man miss? Makes one miss and takes it out to about the 18.
You just want to get out of here right now. You don't want to, do anything like some out route. They pick six it right here. Just take a knee. Let's go. Maybe take one shot downfield. You never know. He had a 58-yarder to Devin a minute ago. Maybe Texas High will be sleeping. You never know.
Yeah, as you can see on the screen, there's our first train of the ball game, and we could have used the train earlier. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Matt.
Stay with us. We'll have our halftime interview sponsored by All Smiles Dentistry with Wayne Coleman here in a few minutes, or just a second. Actually, 42 seconds remaining in the first half.
2 Indian receivers on the right side of this formation, 1 on the left. As Clater hands it off straight ahead to Hinojosa, he picks up a few.
Yeah, you just want to run the ball right here and don't turn it over and just go inside and talk about things, and don't even give Texas High an opportunity to get the ball back here. So Wayne Coleman is going to go ahead and send his team to the locker room, and there's still 20 seconds remaining and counting on the game clock, and he's going ahead and waving everybody in. So Texas High comes out and proves why they are ranked number 5 in the state of Texas with a commanding 42-13 halftime lead over the Jacksonville Fightin Indians here at Tomato Bowl. Now Wayne Coleman will join me here on the All Smiles halftime report. Coach, they're every bit what we thought they were. You jumped out 6-0, and they just showed that they can score quick and in a hurry. And it's not like you guys have been making mistakes either.
No, they're a good all-around football team. They really tackle well. The one turnover was just a good hit by them. There's nothing. The guys on Sunday are going to fumble that ball.
Coach, you've been able to throw the football on them. I mean, you can move the ball down the field, and actually you're getting some rushing yards. It's just trying to contain those great receivers and their quarterback. He just doesn't make many mistakes. No,
they've got the full package on offense where they can run the ball if you play coverage, and if you load the box, they can throw it and beat one-on-one. So they're really well-rounded on offense.
They really swing the game too, Coach. It's 35-13, and you guys are moving the ball down the field. If you can get a score going at the half, feeling good, and boy, they flip the script on you. That's how good they are.
Yeah, no doubt. We had a chance there to make it 35-20, and that would have made us feel a lot better.
What do you want to do in the second half, Coach? What do you want to get done?
I'll just keep playing hard and executing. And we had one stop where we made them punt it. We had another deal down here. We got them down to 4th and goal. We almost had a stand there. So we're not totally out of sync on defense. We got to build on those things.
Coach, thanks. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thanks, Matt.
Head coach Wayne Coleman on the All Smiles halftime report. Aaron, I'm going to throw it back up to you.
Thanks, Matt. It looks like the Fightin' Indian Band getting ready to perform here, Matt. So
yeah, I'll put the mic down here so we can.
When the festivities get started,
let's
tune
pick
back
them up.
in.
Yeah, we'll pick them up and then we'll get the stats.
Yeah, this is the Whataburger halftime show. Want to remind you that you make the order and Whataburger makes it fresh. Want to thank our friends at Whataburger for sponsoring Fightin' Indian football all season long. And so as the Fightin' Indian Band forms in the south end zone, the Cherokee Charmers line up across the way for their performance. We will let you listen in. Just before the performance, we would like to recognize the Fightin Indian Band for their Division I rating that they just secured, I believe, this week. So congratulations to Donnie Barrier and the Fightin Indian Band. And here they come.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's halftime performance. Please welcome the Jacksonville Fightin Indian Band and Cherokee Charmers.
Yeah, Kaylee! Yes, Kaylee! Let's go, Bethany! Yes, Bethany!
Charmer officers for the 2020-2021 school year are, from left to right, Senior Lieutenant Jada Meza, First Lieutenant Katie Lucky, Senior Lieutenant Yasmin Badgett, Junior Lieutenant Brittany Samaniego, and in the center, your captain, Morgan Washburn. Charmer sergeants for the 2020-2021 school year are Head Sergeant McKenna Raines, Sergeant Esmeralda Medrano, Sergeant Flor Angeles, Sergeant Monica Vallon, Sergeant Brooklyn Hunter, Sergeant Laura Simpson. And this week's Charmers of the Week are Lisbeth Muniz and Cynthia Espinoza. Watch now as the Charmers perform an exciting 2020 Corona-friendly precision kick routine to Salt and Peppa's hit, Push It. The Charmers are under the direction of Laura Guidry and Tiffany Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, the award-winning Cherokee Charmers. Introducing the Jacksonville Indian Majorettes, directed by Breanne G. Last week, on Wednesday, November 11th, our Majorettes competed at the UIL Twirling Solo and Ensemble Competition. Our Majorettes brought home 25 First Division medals. 13 of these young ladies have also qualified to compete at the 2020 State UIL competition later this school year. Congratulations, ladies. Majorette officers are Senior Lieutenant Natalia Juarez, First Lieutenant Vanessa Sanchez, Captain Shelby Cumby, and Captain Mackenzie Ross. Twirler of the week is Ellie Berry. Watch now as the Jacksonville Majorettes perform an exciting 3-baton routine to All I Do Is Win by DJ Khalid. The Jacksonville Independent School District is proud to present the 2020-2021 Jacksonville Fightin Indian Band. This week, on Wednesday, November 18th, the band competed at the UIL Marching Competition in Carthage, Texas. We are proud to announce that the Jacksonville Indian Band received a First Division rating. We would also like to congratulate the Texas High Band on their First Division rating. The band will perform their award-winning drill to Shriners Parade March, percussion feature Circus B, and them basses. The band is under the field direction of junior drum majors Maria Morales and senior drum majors Jenna Armitage and Hallie Haw. Now, at the center of the field, one of the most decorated military marching bands in the state of Texas. That classic look, that awesome sound, that cry heard across the land. The Jacksonville Fightin Indian Band.
Another great performance from the Jacksonville Fightin Indian Band under the direction of Mr. Donnie Barrier. Fresh off another Division I rating at the recent UIL marching contest. They continue to impress as the Fightin Indian Band. Now we'll bring you to the booth as we get turned around here. This is the Whataburger halftime report. And now we're going to bring in Todd Travis. And Todd, let's start taking a look at some halftime stats brought to us by Randy Gorham, CPA. He's been our hometown CPA since 1984. Jacksonville down on the scoreboard by quite a margin, so the numbers not quite as exciting as we'd like them to be. But let's start breaking them down.
Surprisingly, the numbers look better. A lot better than the scoreboard does. We did have 217 yards of offense in the first half on 38 plays, averaging 5.7 yards per play. We had 173 yards passing and 44 yards rushing.
So on pace for about 88, which is about where we've been all year running the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hinojosa had more yards in the first half tonight than the team did in the first half last week. So
yeah,
that's not bad for the first half. Our quarterback, Patrick Clater, 16 completions on 24 attempts for 173 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Our receivers tonight, McEwen had 1 catch for 58 yards and a touchdown. Latrell Rivers had 3 catches for 46. Isaiah Mallard, 5 catches for 25. Casey Kennedy, 3 catches for 17. Tony Pinson, 1 for 13. Darian Jones, 1 for 10. Dominic Hinojosa, 2 catches for 4 yards. So several receivers involved in that.
Ryan Travis, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Devin McHugh needs a few more touches. What do you think?
He does, yeah. And we had that 1 4th down that we missed there where him and Casey Kennedy had a lack of communication, and I honestly think if he could have caught that, he had room to run behind him.
It was obviously a first down for sure, and then he probably had room to make a big play. You're right.
Yes, he was ready. He wasn't expecting Casey to become the defender there on him. So
yeah, you're right.
But you can't fault Casey. He's doing everything he can to make a play.
Trying to make a play.
I'm sure didn't know Devin was right there.
Yeah,
so.
and of course we saw Casey make 2 or 3 really good defensive plays there in the first half.
And he made several good offensive plays too.
Yeah.
So
So
he's playing hard tonight.
He's really he is. He's come to play and playing hard, and you can't fault him. But it's just unfortunate that you had those guys run the routes and end up at the same spot.
Oh, yeah. Rushing for the first half, Patrick Clater had 7 carries for 29 yards, and Hinojosa had 7 carries for 15 yards.
I feel like most of those yards for Clater were on a couple of those big runs. He had one that was like 15 or 16 yards.
He did. He had that really nice run where I guess both of them were. He had two pretty long when he faked the one to McEwen and scrambled around the left, and that was a nice run. And then the other one was I think also a fake to McEwen, and he had a really good run.
Yeah, and I think some of that may be a function of the pressure that he's under. I mean, he's had to pull down and just run a few times to run away from Texas High, but
a little bit of pressure coming from those defensive ends.
It's been pretty effective though. Whenever he's taken off and run,
it has.
If we see a little more of that here in the second half, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, we saw a little bit more of that from him in the second half last week that we really hadn't seen to this point this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Wayne Coleman had talked about, wanting to get Patrick into the run game a little bit. Of course, you've got to be real careful with a guy like Patrick because, you're not real sure exactly what your backup situation is. Now, you do happen to have, not that you want to throw caution to the wind, but you do happen to have Ryan McCowan on the sidelines tonight. But that being said, obviously, this is not the kind of game you want to throw. You want to throw your JV quarterback or your freshman quarterback in.
I don't think he's seen defensive ends like these guys.
Any of those guys and say, just good luck against this Oklahoma commit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think you still have to do that sparingly as far as running Clater. But he's shown, you're right, guys, in the first half that he can make that a part of his game.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be good to see some of that on those third and short situations that we've been in a couple times where, we only need a couple yards there and we may hand it off to Hinojosa and he gets gobbled up by those giant guys for Texas High on the D-line or, it's just we need that first down. It doesn't need to be a 4th and 4 that we're rushing him on. It needs to be that third down play.
Right, absolutely. Good call, Ryan.
A few more stats. I guess not surprisingly, we have more time of possession than they do. We had 15 minutes and
holy cow,
16 seconds compared to their 7 minutes and 40 seconds, but it is not taking them long to score. So,
yeah, these guys they're scoring at a Chick-fil-A drive-through pace, let's say.
Well, they are, but so many of the throws that they've had to Ryan Sellers out there on the side, he's just wide open. There's nobody within 10 or 15 yards of him.
Yeah, so he's got room to run every play.
Yeah.
So, that's...
Yeah, and we know he's an explosive player, too. So
yeah. We've seen him go up and just high-point balls over Mallard. And, we talked about, Matt talked about that a little bit. You've got these guys out there for Jacksonville that really are good players. And he says, it doesn't matter how good you are. I'm going to go get this ball. And that's what he's done.
Yeah, I don't know if Mallard was seeing it. Could he jump with him? Because he did high-point it. He was way up in the air when he caught the ball.
Sure did.
What else you want to look at?
Well, I guess we can get into the Texas High side of things.
Let's see. They had 325 yards of offense in the first half, 246 yards passing, and 79 yards rushing. Their quarterback was 13 completions on 17 attempts for 246 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rushing, they used 3 running backs, I guess, and the quarterback. One had 5 carries for 35 yards and a touchdown. Another one had 5 carries for 22 and a touchdown. And I don't know if did we just say 17 in for one play?
I think we did. I think you're right.
One rush for 15 yards and the touchdown there.
Well, these guys, we talked about it, they're so deep, because we're talking about these guys being down to their 3rd, 4th, 5th running backs, and they've got seniors down there. They've got experience.
Still a senior that's coming in, yeah.
So, that's how you get to be, or that's one of the things that helps you to be number 5 in the state.
Sure.
When you have the kind of depth that they have, and they're one of those programs that, they struggled a little bit, as Matt, we alluded to in the pregame, in Stanford, Coach Stanford's first year, but really going back to the Barry Norton years, and really up to the present, with the exception of maybe that 1 year. This is really a team that just seems to reload. And when you got depth like that, it's easy to see why. It's just next man up.
They've got a lot of playmakers.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think we were looking at their offensive line, and it was like their backups were like almost the same size as their starters, like 6'4", 300 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, well, and again, that part of that's a function of being a bigger Division II, 5A Division II school with more depth. You give me, hundreds more students.
Yeah,
I'll find you some more players.
You got the opportunity for a lot more players.
I'll find you some talent, and they've been able to do that. But then again, talking about just having the culture that they've had, kids want to play for them. Not to say that a smaller school that's necessarily a reflection on the culture if the roster size is smaller, but with these guys, it's just a reloading, just like I said, a next man up mentality, and has been for probably almost 20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, because I remember, we remember those late 90s, early 2000s by district games we were talking about in the pregame when it was Jacksonville and Texas High, and in those days you knew what you were up against. You knew that it was a juggernaut coming over from Texarkana, and that's about what we're seeing here tonight so far. So we'll see what the Fighting Indians have up their sleeve for the second half.
Texas High will get the opening kickoff here.
Yeah,
so.
That's one of those inconvenient truths. We were thinking about that earlier. The one thing you don't want if you're Jacksonville, you don't want, from I guess a morale standpoint, is a running clock.
Yeah.
And if Texas High were to take an opening kickoff and score, that might come into play, here before too long. And so
we didn't run the clock in the first half, and it was a pretty quick first half.
Yeah,
it all ran pretty smooth.
Looking for a big stop if you're Jacksonville, because you don't want to give them even that ammunition for that argument, to say that, you should run the clock. So we'll see how the Indians can respond.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. Those were the first half stats brought to you by Randy Gorham CPA. He's been your hometown CPA since 1984. He's also the current mayor of Jacksonville. Had a chance to hear a nice PSA from Mayor Gorham on the Jumbotron here at the Tomato Bowl in the pregame. We thank him for his support of Fighting Indian football. This is the Whataburger Halftime Report. We'll remind you that if you make the order, Whataburger will make it fresh. Guys, thanks again for bringing us the first half stats. And, folks, we appreciate you tuning in with us here on JHS-sports.com. We'll take a break for a few minutes and come back and bring Matt Montgomery back as we get ready for second half action.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
Welcome back to the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville, as we get ready for second half action between the Fighting Indians of Jacksonville and Tigers of Texas High. And Matt Montgomery, are you with us down there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, Matt, we were just talking, of course, Jacksonville will be forced to kick off here as they took the opening kickoff.
Well, that's not fair.
Yeah.
We want to reflip the coin.
Give me a recount or
we need to
or something.
Yeah, we need to recount, man. So Wayne Coleman just told me that we're just going to keep playing. You heard him say that on the halftime interview, and he just told me again, he says, we're just going to keep playing. We're going to keep doing our thing. I heard the stats. They're not too bad offensively for Jacksonville. Just can't stop them. Here's the second half kickoff, and here's Aaron Swink.
Solano ready to put this one on the ground for an onside attempt, but it goes out of bounds here on the near side as he just really burned that one.
Yeah.
Had some speed on it.
Not bad. I like what Wayne Coleman's doing here. People say, onside kick, what are you, crazy giving them a short field? It doesn't matter. If you give them the ball at the 45 or you give it to them at their 15.
They could score if they started in Mount Selman.
They just physically, they're just a powerful football team. They have speed on the edges. Their quarterback's efficient. They're playing with a third-string tailback, and they've got 300-pound offensive linemen. They're just a really good football team, and that's why they're number 5. And here we go to start the second half.
So now a handoff straight up the middle and a big burst for first down yardage
Collier
in the Fightin
Witcher.
Indian territory for Witcher.
So the Tigers get a first down on their first play.
Now handoff once again, and he'll try to stretch it to the left side, get a few.
Good downline pursuit. Peter Torres, nice job, along with number 70 for Jacksonville, Angel Perez, keeping that to a 2-yard gain on Collier Witcher. Or Witcher Collier? No, Collier Witcher. He's got the hyphenated name. They're just making it even harder for us.
That's right.
Got a motion here by Texas High. The big fella, number 73, DeMarcus Day. Okay, 6'3", 335 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, he can eat a few hamburgers. I've heard that.
I'll say.
I mean, look at him.
He'll have to. We were just plugging our friends at Whataburger.
Yeah.
We'll have to stop by Whataburger on the way home.
They're gonna need to make a few. Second, 14. Oh.
So now handoff. Again, left side running, and he just able to slip out of one tackle and take it down for about 8.
Number 13,
bad tackling.
Tackle made by number 10.
Can't say it any other way. They had him wrapped up. He did 2 spin moves and got out of the tackle. Use your hands. Grab them. Grab the jersey if you can. I know they're tight, but you got to reach and grab.
2
and
receivers
pull.
on the right side now. 3rd down and 2 here. 10-15 and counting third quarter. Can the Fightin Indian defense stiffen up?
Hard count.
And handoff straight ahead. Now stretching the field right side. Good for first down yardage and more. Spinning inside the 30.
Rivers with the tackle, but not before Collier Witcher gets the first down. And again, a play just designed to go off tackle, and he saw the edge was not covered by Jacksonville, and he just planted his foot and goes east and west and just out-athletes Jacksonville for the first down. Football now at the 29 of Jacksonville. First down.
9:37 and counting here, third quarter. 2 receivers on the left side. McHenry's going to roll left, going to look. Throw over there incomplete.
Trying to find Blake Rogers, who was open. Not a great throw by McHenry. He did a nice job moving the pocket, but he's rolling to his left and just didn't get his shoulders squared enough to hit Rogers, who helped his quarterback out. You like to see receivers, when they see their quarterback scrambling and breaking out of the pocket, come back for the football. They just weren't on the same page. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Opening drive of this third quarter for T-High.
McHenry going to hand off to Collier Witcher. He will make his way down inside the Jacksonville 25 and move the pile close to the 20.
Number 13, the ball carrier. Tackle made by
just power running as Caden Franklin, the sophomore, who's done a really nice job for Jacksonville in his first year on the varsity. He's going to be a great player for Jacksonville in the coming 2 years. One of several sophomores and younger players that Jacksonville has in the program right now.
McHenry drops, looks left, screen pass set up, nice blocking downfield, and that will be another Tiger touchdown.
Yeah, that's Ryan Sellers. Jailbreak screen, the old style. Had a couple of blockers, and tell the truth, he really didn't need those blockers, did Sellers. He actually outran them. He caught the ball, and he skipped up the field, and he left them, and it was just a dead sprint from 28 yards for the score. And now here's Texas High with 8:38 remaining in the third, about to put up point number 49. And that running clock is starting to kind of sound pretty good.
And the kick is up and good, brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. With 8:38 to go here in the third quarter, the score now, Texas High 49, Jacksonville 13. We'll be back in a moment. This is Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville Athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. It's too early.
And we are back to the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville. It's the Fightin' Indians feeling this one slip away, need to try to get on the board, and short kickoff fielded cleanly. And Mallard is at midfield making a man miss, and another, and he is down inside the 30, down inside the Texas High 25. How about another huge return for Isaiah Mallard?
Yeah, and there may be a flag. There is a flag on the field. It may be a 15-yarder added to it on a face mask as Mallard goes down that sideline, and it is a face mask, so they'll tack 15 on. Mallard, the kickoff return extraordinaire, as Mallard is closely, and again, if memory serves me, I am not absolutely positive, but I do not believe, in all the years I know I've covered Jacksonville football, and even before then when I knew about Jacksonville football, that Jacksonville has had a kickoff returner get this many yards in a season returning kickoffs.
I think it would be hard-pressed to find one for sure.
I can't think of one, and I'm sure there's not. Uh-oh.
Clater hands off to Hinojosa, and he is just mowed under.
So, hey, number 20, Dominic Hinojosa, the ball carrier. Tackle made by number 21, Jacksonville.
You know, if Jacksonville was playing Hallsville or Nacogdoches, Mallard scores. But Texas High's got a little bit of team speed there. They kind of ran him down. Of course, they had to grab his face mask to get him down, but Mallard's not slow either. So, loss of a 2 on the play. That'll push the football just outside the Texas High 15. As Jacksonville's trying to answer that Texas High touchdown to start the third quarter.
2 receivers each way for the Indians. Now man in motion is McEwen as Clater looks over the middle, incomplete.
When you got a safety on the top, on the slant, it can't be a deep slant. It's got to be shorter than that, but then you got your linebackers. In other words, you can't throw it in there. The linebackers drop back. The safety, number 7, steps up. He was right there, and if Tony Pinson doesn't come in there and hit him, number 7, Caleb Arnold, that's a pick at the 4. Incomplete, third down, 12. As Clater threw for a lot of yards in the first half, had some opportunities. Now looking at 3rd and 12. Indians can get a first down at the Texas High 3.
5 seconds counting on the play clock.
Here they come.
Gets it away. He throws it up to the left side, incomplete as he sails it.
Rivers wasn't able to get to the end of his route before he had to jump too soon. The ball goes well over his head, but the Tigers sent everybody, mainly Jackson Halter, their linebacker, right up the middle, and it was Clater just having to get rid of it. Now here comes Solano. He'll put the ball down at the 23-yard line, so a 33-yarder right in the middle of the field. Clater will hold for Solano.
Field goals are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This one is on the way.
Beautiful.
And it's good.
Yeah.
What a kick.
Yeah, nice.
And so, 7:22 to go third quarter. Our score now, Texas High 49, Jacksonville 16. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
Did you know that Homes and Properties realty listings are advertised on hundreds of websites worldwide? Their agents can show you any property listed in beautiful East Texas and the surrounding area. Call them today.
Let's celebrate the homegrown tomatoes, who today are cultivating the next crop of Jacksonville's finest. We are so proud of our faculty and staff in Jacksonville Independent School District. People like Mrs. Jan Gowen, a legendary biology instructor who has produced 62 doctors, 150 nurses.
Defensive ends and quarterbacks.
And we are back as Fightin' Indians on the board again. Solano fires another onside attempt. Out of bounds on the near side.
Well, all Texas High has to do in those is just ole.
Yep.
Just let it go and get out of the way. Don't let it hit you. So Solano has done a fantastic job with the onside kick. He just needs to aim it at somebody and hit him right in the forehead. Dink.
Right off the tee on the side of the helmet.
Just boom. I mean, I'm talking concussion protocol. Just nail them. They just let it go out of bounds, so deja vu. Texas High gets the ball again just outside their 40-yard line. 49-16 in a game that's starting to feel like it cannot move fast enough.
2 receivers left for the Tigers. The handoff to Collier-Witcher, and he runs the right side A-gap to about the 49.
Yeah, they switched on you. That's Grissom.
Oh, yep, good spot.
Yep. Collier-Witcher's a big back, and we're just going to say Grissom's a bigger back.
Yeah.
Pretty good defense there.
I'm telling you, they did not consult anybody who would be sitting in the press box about these uniforms.
They don't care about that. Oh, going quick here.
Yep. The handoff again, straight up the middle. First down yardage down over the Jacksonville 45.
I know that Todd and Ryan, you guys watch Aggie football, but doesn't Grissom look like Isaiah Spiller? He wore number 28, the way he runs? Or am I just like delusional here?
I could see that.
Kobe, give it to me. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Kobe
says
he was delusional. Yeah.
Well, you asked.
I did ask. That's okay. Man, they're going quick here, aren't they? First down.
Handoff again, stretch play left side this time. Good blocking out there, but
got a fumble.
Better tackle. The ball comes out.
Jacksonville got the ball.
And yes, they did.
And it looks like Kennedy came up with it, and it was Rivers on the tackle with the strip.
Casey Kennedy, have yourself a night, young fella.
Yes, he is. Casey Kennedy. Let's see the replay here as Cam Fuller comes away with the recovery for Jacksonville, number 17. Going, hey, it's okay. I'm good.
Yeah.
Because Texas High, they were showboating a little bit on that hit. So Jacksonville now with trips left on 2nd and 16. Spot foul.
Clater rolling left, looking, throwing over the middle, intercepted. And now going to try to reverse
11.
field is the return man. Good tackle there, but
Darren Finley, the linebacker.
Texas High takes over. Yeah.
Read it like a book. Patrick was eyeballing Devin McEwen on the out route, and what a nice play by the linebacker, Darren Finley, a junior, 6'2", 200 pounds. I really think that the coaching staff for Texas High is giving them their diet weights here. I don't think that he's way more than 200 pounds. He just snatched that out of the air and high-pointed it. So Jacksonville with another turnover. I think that's just their second one, though. First pick by Patrick? Yeah.
Handoff now, straight ahead.
Tackle.
Down inside the 30 all the way to the Jacksonville 26.
Clayton trying to strip the ball, and I get that. You're trying to create a turnover, but
Matt, I do think we're in running clock territory. I don't think the clock stopped on the change of possession.
no. Official was waving his arm, so here we are. You got 3:23 and counting. They're at the Jacksonville 26, and they're at 49 points. I mean, you know.
Handoff again, this time straight ahead, down to the Jacksonville 19.
And I will tell you that I think you guys mentioned that a moment ago. It isn't like Texas High can like go to their bench and put in subs right here on the offensive line because the guys behind them are also 300 pounds. They're huge. This is not – I don't think this is their first line right here. I'm looking over the sideline. If that's their – I'm seeing their first line on the other side, offensive lineman.
Yeah, and these guys are still massive.
And I would think you'd get your backup quarterback some snaps and protect Brayson McHenry. He's still in the ball game, though. He's going to throw it.
Throws it left. A big hit.
That's it right there.
Devin McEwen.
That is so far, the dark chiropractor bone crusher hit of the game. That's a great candidate right there. We still have a quarter and some change to play. But Devin McEwen delivers the big hit. So he's saying, hey, Texas High, we can hit two. Texas High will milk this clock here. They do get the first down to the Jacksonville 14.
Yeah, we'll go down inside 2 minutes in this rapidly evaporating third quarter. A handoff around the left end for a few.
Tatum and Mallard on the tackle.
Tackle made by number 5, Mallard. 3-yard gain on the play, second down, 7.
Bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Tigers.
Yeah, just taking their time. Play clock at 18 and counting. Texas High is just letting the clock go.
Handoff this time. Bad exchange, though, as you said. Jacksonville taking advantage. Good tackle on the backfield.
Keelan McCullough right there to take advantage of that bad exchange between McHenry, the quarterback, and his running back.
Loss on the play brings up third down.
Grissom, the sophomore. So Grissom's a sophomore. Your quarterback's a junior. The big defensive end on the other side of Clayton Smith, he's a junior. So Texas High's got some cats coming back, although I will say last night right here at Tomato Bowl, Jacksonville's freshmen beat Texas High's freshmen 13-8.
McHenry under some pressure and just forced to fling it into the turf.
Yeah, good pressure as Texas High was setting up the screen, and good pressure by number 35, Gerardo Ramirez, I should say. And good job by Jacksonville's linebackers, Kennedy, getting over there with Darian to break up that screen. So now here's the field goal attempt by Hernandez. I keep saying Rodriguez. Oscar Hernandez. Rodriguez's name is just under his number 47. This is 46. Oscar Hernandez from 31.
Extra points and field goals brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty all season. And this one is good. And so with 20 seconds to go here in the third, the score now Texas High 52, Jacksonville 16. We'll be back in a moment. This is Fightin Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Since 1953, Huber Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Huber Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
And we are back to the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville, where Texas High has just extended their lead with a nice field goal.
If I'm Texas High right here, I work on my kickoff return. I kick it to Mallard. Test them.
Yeah,
test your kickoff team.
Work on your coverage team.
Nah, they're not going to do that. Oh, got to get it. Got to get it.
Just
Darian get
worm burner there that Darren had to fall on, and he did.
That is a great way to describe it. That ball was spinning so fast.
Except I guess there aren't worms in turf, so you really
there's not. Yeah,
that thing was.
It bounced off of Dino Hinojosa, and then it spun even more. And nice job by Darian Jones of Jacksonville just getting on it. So here's Jacksonville first down at their own 36. As the third quarter about to wind down. Ugh. An ugly night at Tomato Bowl.
Clater looking over the middle.
Giants
completed
Rivers.
To Latrell Rivers, and he is all the way down for a big Bill McCray Ford first down to the Tiger 35.
You know, we talked about it at the half that Jacksonville has moved the ball tonight, throwing the football. I mean, that's about the only way they've been able to move the ball, but they have. And I think that Jacksonville has probably been as successful as any team in 9-5A, at least so far, as this third quarter winds down, throwing the football against T-High.
So now Clater going to look to his left.
Kennedy.
Throw for Kennedy. There's a screen set up, and Kennedy will have another Bill McCray Ford first down as the third quarter comes to an end. So as they switch ends of the field, we'll take a short break and come back. You're listening to Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville Athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
And we are back at the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville. So we get set to begin the fourth quarter on a night that the Indians won't like to remember a lot of, but if you could punch one in here, Matt, that would go a long way to making things feel a little better.
No doubt. Hinojosa.
Clater hands off to Hinojosa, and he moves the pile down just outside the 10.
Stay tuned. We'll have my trivia question of the week here in a few minutes. I want to see Jacksonville continue this momentum on this drive. See if they can pop their third score in, fourth score, including the field goal.
Two Indian receivers left, one on the right. Hinojosa the back, now man in motion left to right. Clater fakes a handoff, takes up the middle.
Should get the first down. It's going to be close.
And we'll see where they spot him. There's the Bill McCray Ford first down.
Tell you, a good ball fake. I really like the way Jacksonville, I wish they would have employed that maybe sooner in district play and Clater run the ball more, because Devin is a guy they key on. Defenses have been keying on, and since last week in the NAC game and then tonight, Devin has not gotten those jet sweeps, and Patrick's really running up the gut pretty good. First down and goal at the Texas High 8.
Clater takes the snap, drops back, got time, got a man, got a touchdown.
Darian Jones from 8 yards out, and we got a flag on the play. It's going to be holding on Jacksonville.
Coming back.
Wayne Coleman is upset. Oh, my gosh. You know, that's one of those touchdowns that's not really affected by – in other words, the touchdown, you didn't get the touchdown because you held. And, in this kind of a game right here, it doesn't matter what I think, it's going to be holding on Jacksonville.
Yeah, but you didn't have to call it.
You didn't have to call it. Thank you. That to me is just not necessary. It isn't. I'm not going to say it isn't good officiating. I'm sure it was a hold, okay? But you have to use a little bit of judgment to me. I mean, at least that's just kind of my opinion, I guess, but frustrating because you get the score and you get some hold on the other side of the field that didn't even affect the play. And Wayne Coleman's still on the line, Judge. That's the first holding call you've called all night long. Well, they've had a couple.
So now, Clater throws right side, and it's intercepted.
It's going to be interference. They're going to bring it back.
This will go down to the 30 of Jacksonville, but as you said, Matt, it's coming back.
Yeah, that's going to be interference. That's going to be interference on the guy that picked the ball off, Caleb Arnold.
Yeah.
He climbed up on the back of Rivers. So they're going to bring that one back. So we'll have 2 consecutive penalties. Jacksonville on the hold, and now Texas High on the interference call, and we have an injured Tiger on the play.
So as he gets some attention, we'll step away for a short break. This is Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Austin Bank. You've known us all along.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
And we're back live at the historic Tomato Bowl downtown Jacksonville after the back-to-back penalties. Jacksonville with another shot at it. Clater, bad snap, gets away. He's just got to fall on it.
I don't know if he got it. Yeah, I think he did.
Well, Texas High signaling they have it, but I do think that Clater
got it.
Able to fall back on it, but boy.
Just not a bad snap. Patrick just wasn't focusing. And this is a brand new defense for the Texas High Tigers. All their starters are out now.
10-yard loss on the play.
And so, you got an opportunity here to go against maybe guys that aren't as college-bound as the other guys are.
Yeah, there's lots of D1 talent out there.
There sure is.
Or there was, I should say. Clater under pressure.
He's holding him.
And it's caught.
Thank you. Golly bum. Wait.
He couldn't haul it in.
Well, they're gonna say it's incomplete, but Isaiah Mallard was getting absolutely mugged. I mean, they just didn't pick his pocket. They took his pants off. They took his shirt off. I mean, they were absolutely stripping him down. I kept waiting for the flag.
Sold his shoes on eBay.
Yeah, I mean, it took forever to get the flag out. Finally, they throw it.
Number 38.
So it doesn't matter that I thought he made the catch and then they slapped it out of his hands, but Isaiah won't get credit for this. He won't get credit for the reception, which I think he should have, because even when he was getting, New York downtown mugged, he still caught the ball. So first down, 2 consecutive pass interference penalties. Well, besides the fumble a minute ago by Patrick on the snap. First down.
Clater sets. Here comes the pressure. He rolls left, looks into the end zone. Wide open man, incomplete.
Oh,
Darian Jones
so
was
open.
as open as you can be over there.
Second down.
Oh, my goodness, Patrick. Wow. I guess he just got excited. He's so mad at himself. Look at him. He's so frustrated. I mean, when a guy's that open, sometimes you just get a little excited. And he has such a powerful arm. He just didn't take enough off of it. Darian Jones wide open, incomplete.
Two receivers each way. Now for Clater. He'll drop back again. Here comes the pressure.
Hold it.
Over the middle. He's all over him. There's the flag.
Man. I really don't know what Texas High's. Deshaun White, the senior, he's looking around like, what? Me? What'd I do? Devin McEwen's jersey was, he wears number 14, but you couldn't tell what number he was wearing. That's how bad his jersey was getting pulled off of him. So inside the 20-yard line here, guys, 3 pass interference calls on T-High. And again, this is their backup group.
Maybe we're seeing why.
Yeah. We are seeing perhaps the reason why. So automatic first down.
Ball is spotted at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal.
So 7:20 and counting as we're now into the running clock here. See if Jacksonville can punch this in. Clater, though, under pressure. Gets away from one, gets away from another, and he's going to run. Make something out of it.
Well, you got to go because the clock's running. Clater got out of bounds thinking he's stopping the clock, but it's still running.
Yeah.
So it's still time to get a score here. I mean, I wouldn't mind just keeping the ball here for the last 6 minutes and just keep getting pass interference calls on T-High.
Yeah.
2nd and goal.
All right, after this play, we'll see if we can slide our trivia question of the week in there, so everybody pay attention. Wake up. Those of you that are still.
All right, and we are back live. Some technical difficulties here, but Matt, as we get set up for the kick, we'll get ready to queue up that trivia question. Here we get a chance.
Okay, here's the kickoff by Solano.
Short kickoff popped up to the left side. Fair catch called for and made just inside the Tiger 30.
All right, Jacksonville has only beaten Texas High twice out of their 15 previous games. Can you name the only 2 coaches in Jacksonville history who beat Texas High? If you were listening in pregame, you already know one of them. Who are the only 2 coaches to have beaten Texas High in Jacksonville history? And we have dead silence.
Not a clue on this side. So.
Thinking.
All right, let's let Texas High run this play. You guys think about it.
1st and 10 for the Tigers from the 29. Their 29. Handoff straight ahead and out of an arm tackle. And
Grissom.
Down to the 37 goes Grissom. Did Danny get one, Danny Long?
He did not. He was 0-4.
Unfortunately.
7-yard gain. 2nd down. 3.
2 coaches have beaten Texas High. I gave you one in pregame.
Yeah, I think the one was Steve Wells.
Yeah, that's one of them. Who's the second one? Not Danny Long. Not Randy Copeland. Neither one of those guys won.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of when the time that we played it. The handoff now to Grissom as he makes his way out near the 40. That's good for 1st down yardage.
So the clock turned back on and kind of stopped the clock on that a little bit with Texas High had the football, I noticed. It wasn't running is what I'm saying. Continuously so now they turn it back on with the 1st down chains are moved.
Let's see, Sheffield.
Bingo!
There you go.
At a Copeland guess, no. Anthony and Jim Cantor, Randy Gorham, no. They never played. Cantor never played them. Here is Hampshire Fournette. No, that's a school. I'm sorry. Collier Witcher.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just trying to think of a hyphenated name. You know Hampshire Fournette, the school?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Longhorns.
Yes. Good. That's good. Yeah, it was Dick Sheffield in 1963. He is the only coach to beat Texas High besides Steve Wells in 2011. Again, Danny Long was 0-4, and Randy Copeland played Texas High twice, once during the regular season and once in by-district, lost both those games.
So now 3:49 and counting as the Tigers out to midfield. Handoff And a big burst down inside the Jacksonville 30 for another first down.
Let's keep it running. Don't stop the clock with the good. They didn't stop it. I mean, Texas High's not milking it. They're just coming up straight to the line here. Come on now, the quarterback's over there. The last time Jacksonville had a running clock, by the way, was
against Jacksonville, you mean?
Against Jacksonville, I should say.
Was it back during that losing streak to White House? Was it one of those?
Yeah, it was a White House game.
Yeah.
That was one of them. You got movement here. Got freshman checking in the ball game for Jacksonville, a name that you're going to hear a lot about, Jermaine Taylor. Checking in an outside linebacker, really a great athlete, getting in some time here. But, 2002, it was a by-district game at Rose Stadium, Jacksonville, Texas High, Danny Long's last game. It was 38-0 Texas High at the half, but granted, Texas High they won the state championship that year. They were really, really good, and then they did the running clock at the second half and ended up being 45-0. And my son-in-law Anthony remembers that game very well. That was his last game, unfortunately.
I'm sure he's glad you brought that up.
I'm sure he is. Yeah, quick story. The offensive line coach for Texas High is Jeremy Harrell. And he was Division I Arkansas, played at Arkansas, was all conference guard for them, great player, and he played on that Texas High team in 2002 that won the state championship, and Anthony has shared with me a few times some of their connections weren't pleasant. Very physical player now. Again, he's the offensive line coach at Texas High as this clock runs down 1:40 and counting. Second down, 20 for T-High.
Just a handoff straight up the middle. Jacksonville, good coverage.
Omaha Paul Pewitt with the carry. How about Anderson Shiro? You know that one?
Yeah.
They just play basketball.
Yeah.
Those hyphenations.
That's right.
So look at this. T-High is they're just going to run the clock out? What? You're going to take a knee?
Looks like the victory formation. And there it is.
That'll do it. Fans, stay with us. We're going to announce our Bone Crusher Hit of the Game, sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. Our Play of the Game, sponsored by Congratulations. And, of course, Austin Bank will be announcing the offensive and defensive players of the game, sponsored by Austin Bank, your community bank since 1900. As the game winds down, both teams we'll see what kind of handshake we got this week. I mean, with the cases picking up now, I guess they're going to be maybe 20 yards apart. I don't know. Still do not understand the handshake thing here.
Yeah, you can tackle each other for 2.5, 3 hours.
It just doesn't make sense.
But you got to stay 10 yards apart to wave at each other in the handshake line.
Look at them just pointing at each other, waving. Yeah. All right, when Wayne Coleman gets through talking to his team, we'll have our post-game interview sponsored by All Smiles Dentistry here in just a few minutes.
All right, while we're waiting on that, we'll bring it back up inside the booth for the post-game stats brought to you by Randy Gorham CPA. Randy has been your hometown CPA since 1984, and for the post-game stats, we'll bring Todd Travis back in. Todd, let's break this one down, and, hey, let's make it quick, shall we?
Our Indians finished the game 50 plays on offense for 272 yards with 219 yards passing and 53 yards rushing. Individual stats, quarterback Patrick Clater, 18 completions on 29 attempts for 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Receivers tonight, Latrell Rivers, 4 catches for 75 yards. Devin McEwen, 1 for 58 and a touchdown. Casey Kennedy, 4 catches for 34 yards and a touchdown. Isaiah Mallard, 5 catches for 25 yards. Tony Pinson, 1 for 13. Darian Jones, 1 for 10. Dominic Hinojosa, 2 for 4. Rushing tonight, Patrick Clater had 10 carries for 21 yards. Dominic Hinojosa, 9 carries for 19. And Devin McEwen had the 1 carry for 8 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, McEwen didn't get a ton of touches tonight, but he made them count.
1 catch, 1 carry, touchdown on both.
Yeah, that'll work.
What we say at halftime? He might need a few more touches in the second half.
It would have been nice.
I told Josh Moore at the half. I said he's only got 1 touch, Coach. He said, well, he had more, but we kind of interfered with him, our own players.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, they got him some more. They got him a few more, but too little, too late, though.
Yeah.
We did have 15 first downs tonight, 5 rushing and 9 passing. Third downs, we were 3 out of 9, and fourth downs, we were 0 for 2.
All right, guys, let's Todd, did you finish those up?
Yes.
Now, let me go ahead and do some of our awards here.
Okay.
Our Bone Crusher Hit of the Game, sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. If your body needs an adjustment, call Dr. Darwin Dar. He's your hometown chiropractor. The Bone Crusher Hit of the Game, Devin McEwen on the tackle after the reception by the receiver in the south end zone over there. He just obliterated the guy. So Devin McEwen gets the Dar Chiropractic Bone Crusher Hit of the Game. I like to say Bone Crusher. It's just, I like that. I enjoy that. Jacksonville's Play of the Game. You know, typically you don't give an award like this to a kicker, but I mean, a 33-yard field goal, just clean way, just a good play. Jose Solano, he gets the congratulations Play of the Game on his 33-yarder. And not only does congratulations provide a weekly award, Jose will get a nice little trophy, but they're also the folks that print those large format prints up in the foyer of the Tomato Bowl. So we appreciate congratulations sponsoring the Jacksonville Play of the Game, Jose Solano, with that award. Offensive players and defensive players of the game, sponsored by Austin Bank, your community bank locally owned and operated since 1900. Offensive player of the game for Jacksonville. It's a tough call. I got to go with Patrick Clater. He did a good job tonight, guys, getting rid of the football, distributing it as best he could. He spread the ball around. Had only the 1 pick, but he had the 2 touchdowns. Patrick Clater, the offensive player of the game. Defensive player of the game, Casey Kennedy. What a heck of a game he had, not only catching a touchdown pass on offense on that tip, but he was all over the field, had some good sacks with the quarterback. Casey Kennedy, your Austin Bank defensive player of the game. Wayne Coleman still talking with his squad as the Fightin Indians will be heading to White House next Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Black Friday matinee, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock kickoff, and let me check on that score. Just a moment ago when I was checking on it, we heard that Pine Tree was up 21-7 over the previously unbeaten White House Wildcats. And it says here they're starting the fourth quarter, Pine Tree up 21-7. So if Pine Tree holds on to win that game, that's going to get really interesting for White House in the next couple of weeks because, you know, as bad as people think Jacksonville may be now at 1-7. Hey, they can still beat you on a good night. Jacksonville can play with anybody, and White House finishes with Jacksonville and Texas High. So that district championship game between 2 undefeated teams definitely in peril right now as White House is down 2 scores. Other scores: Marshall 19-0 over Mount Pleasant. That game in the middle of the third quarter. Hallsville had to forfeit again because of COVID, so that's their second week in a row that the Hallsville Bobcats forfeited to Nacogdoches. So the Dragons pick up another district win via COVID. So there's the Nacogdoches Dragons. Now they control their own destiny. They got a shot to get that 4th spot. And it's going to be a wild 2 weeks, guys. I mean, just the seeding. I mean, Texas High clearly the best team in the district unless White House pulls the upset in the last game. I don't see that. Elsewhere, had another forfeit. Cleveland, who Jacksonville scrimmaged down in Lufkin to start the season. They forfeited to Lufkin. Moving on down, Highland Park taking care of John Tyler 36-7. Carthage all over Silsbee in the second round of the playoffs of Class 4A Division II, 42-0. The number 1 team, Carthage Bulldogs, over Silsbee. Malakoff 39-0 over Pottsboro. That's a battle of number 4 versus number 5. Number 4, Malakoff, getting it done so far. Tyler Legacy, a.k.a. Tyler Lee, took it on the chin last night, 49-33. Wayne Coleman now is broken up with his team, and we'll get his comments here as he starts making his way. I think I see him. Is the camera crew following me around? Waiting to get him. Stay with me here.
We're with you, Matt.
Hey,
there
how
you
are
go.
You're sweating. It's November, man.
I know.
Oh, wow. Hey, they're as good as advertised. But you know what? You guys didn't quit. Kept playing hard.
No, they're really good, and we seem to play pretty good against really good teams. We didn't make a ton of mistakes tonight. We made a couple. We did a lot of good things. I told the kids, I said, you need to, watch the film and find all the good things you did. Sometimes when you're doing bad things, it's because some big, strong guy is knocking you around. But there's also times you're lined up against that same cat and you're doing good stuff. So we need to find the good things and build on it.
You've seen some really good teams and some players. I don't think we haven't seen a team that has this many athletes on there. And so I agree with you. I think your team stepped up to the challenge. I know the score may not reflect that, but if you watched all Jacksonville's games this year, the effort, the executions, particularly on offense, you guys moved the ball pretty good.
No, they did. We actually, we left some points on the field. We actually should have gotten more in the end zone. We didn't. It's hard to execute against a team when you've got those big defensive ends trying to throw the ball around them, and that makes it tough. But our kids really stepped up. They weren't intimidated. They went out and played.
Coach, you got White House in a Friday game at 2 o'clock. They were getting beat just a moment ago, 21-7 by Pine Tree. Not a surprise. You guys have a chance to go into these last 2 games and cause some ruckus in the playoff race. And White House previously undefeated. Of course, I don't think they played anybody that had a winning record. And so they're finding that out tonight against Pine Tree. So interesting a matchup this coming week at White House.
Yeah, we're going to have to have a good week of practice because I think we can play with them. It's going to be revealing of our character of who's going to show up on Thanksgiving holidays and show up to practice every day. And that takes some special kids, but I think we have those.
Coach, you moved up your junior varsity for these final 3 ball games, and what is the plan that you can tell us about how that will work? I know you love this senior class, and I know you're not bumping anybody out, but I know you want to look at some of those players and give them a chance to see what they can do on a Friday night.
Yeah, we got some of them in on special teams tonight, and they did fine. And then in the fourth quarter, we got a few of them in on the defensive side, and they did a good job. We want to try to get those guys some playing time before they go into their junior season. We want to give them the opportunity to get the butterflies out of their system of a Friday night game. So when they step on the field next year in their first time as a starter, it's not going to be the first time they played in a varsity football game.
Coach, thanks for visiting with us. We appreciate it. Tough night at Tomato Bowl, but you guys fought hard.
Thanks, Matt.
Coach Wayne Coleman on the All Smiles post-game interview. We appreciate All Smiles sponsoring all of our conversations with head coach Wayne Coleman. Aaron, we'll toss it back up to you.
Thanks, Matt. That was, again, Coach Wayne Coleman's interview brought to you by All Smiles. We'd like to thank them again for their sponsorship of Jacksonville football all season long. You see there the remaining schedule for the Fightin Indians. On the road to White House next Friday, a 2 p.m. start the day after Thanksgiving. So fix a turkey sandwich and settle down and tune in on jhs-sports.com. We'll be glad to have you. And then in 2 weeks, on December the 4th, we'll finish things up here at Tomato Bowl as the Indians welcome the Mount Pleasant Tigers. For Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and our producer, Ryan Travis, this is Aaron Swink saying thanks for listening to Fightin' Indian Football on jhs-sports.com. Enjoy your weekend. Good night.